Do it in the beginning. Right. After the, all right? You ready? Okay. Just careful.
Yeah. Hey, Joe.
Long time no see. We don't need a minister. Let's just go. We don't need a minister. No, New Hope Church should do the minister. We don't
No,
need.
yeah, there you go. Oops.
Can we roll? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newark Municipal Council's public meeting. Please rise for the singing of the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. President, in accordance with law, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided to the Star Ledger, the Jersey Journal, and the public at large, establishing the date, time, and location of this meeting by posting on the designated bulletin board in City Hall and by filing with the Office of the City Clerk the schedule of regular meetings and conferences. In addition, the agenda for this meeting was disseminated at the time of preparation. Mr. President, for the record, Council President Crump is absent, as is Councilmember Gonzalez. In accordance with your request, Mr. President, there's a statement that I've been asked to read to the public. The Municipal Council welcomes the public's input during the proper scheduled time of the meeting. This will allow the Municipal Council to hear from individuals in a timely fashion and enable the Council to have an effective and efficient meeting. On February 1, 2012, the Newark Municipal Council adopted a resolution establishing rules of procedure governing the conduct of the Newark Municipal Council meetings. Please accept this statement as notice to all members of the audience that said rules will be enforced. The President of the Municipal Council shall preserve strict order and decorum at all regular and special meetings and conference meetings of the Municipal Council. Any individual or group that does not follow these procedures will be asked to comply immediately. Any person that fails to comply shall be removed from the meeting. The Municipal Council will not permit disorderly conduct or behavior during the meetings, nor will the Council permit comments from the audience that are excessively loud, disruptive, obscene, or otherwise in violation of applicable law. The Municipal Council will not permit statements directed at council members that are malicious or derogatory. The Council President may interrupt or terminate any individual's speaking privilege if the speaker violates said rules. Thank you in advance for cooperation and for attending the meeting. May I have a roll call of those present, please?
Amador,
Here.
James,
Present.
McCallum,
Present.
MacIver,
Present.
Osborne,
Present.
Ramos,
Here.
President Quintana.
Here.
Mr. President, to the agenda. Reports and recommendations of city officers, boards, and commissions. Council of the Whole, 5A through 5G to accept. Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
MacIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Ordinances on first reading. 6FA is an ordinance appointing a qualified purchasing agent. Council of the Whole to adopt.
Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
MacIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President President Amador. President Quintana.
Wow.
We all said.
One more time. One more time.
6FB is an ordinance to amend Title II, Chapter 5, Department of Administration, Article 4, Division of Central Purchasing, subsection 13.2, powers and duties of the city purchasing agent of the revised ordinances of the City of Newark as amended and supplemented, to raise the threshold for bidding requirements for public contracts from $21,000 to $40,000 and informal quotation threshold from $3,150 to $6,000. Council of the Whole to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
MacIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
The ordinances adopted today on first reading will be advertised in accordance with law, and a public hearing will be held at a regular meeting on August 8, 2018, at 12:30 p.m., or as soon thereafter as practical, in the council chamber, second floor, City Hall. Ordinances on public hearing, second reading, and final passage. 6PSFA is an amendment to the revised general ordinances of the City of Newark as amended and supplemented, Title II, Administration, Chapter 3, Office of the City Clerk, Section 1.13, Organizations, to file agendas, minutes, audit reports, other information with the city clerk, to add the Bergen Street, Lyons Avenue, and Clinton Avenue Special Improvement District, the Greater Newark Tourism Improvement District, and the Bloomfield Avenue Lower Broadway Alliance to ensure their provision of the submission of documents to the Municipal Council. Is there anyone present who wishes to be heard on this ordinance?
Someone appearing.
Please speak.
Good afternoon. My name is Jeffrey Feld. I am an attorney, and I'm a local businessman
Address?
in Orange, New Jersey. I just want to give my address, Epstein Hardware. I applaud this ordinance because it increases transparency and accountability. However, at the beginning of this meeting, you referred to an ordinance about decorum, and one of the questions I had to ask, in light of an opinion that came out on Monday in the Appellate Division, it's a published, binding, precedential opinion.
And you got to speak on this.
I am,
Take a look.
because the question is, as to transparency, how do people speak on resolutions if you don't have an opportunity to speak prior on any resolutions? I think you need to revisit what you just said before at the beginning of your meeting as to comments as to the public, because of the United States Supreme Court in the last 2 weeks talked about political free speech and the importance of it. The
This is
Appellate
not
Division,
about this is not the ordinance.
this is an
This has
ordinance to
nothing to do
increase
with-
the transparency, because you didn't
It has
comply
nothing-
with best practices, that you're making certain institutions give records that the public
You're
can
not,
see.
you're not,
If you believe I'm
Gotta
not
stick
doing
to
it,
the
I will sit
ordinance.
down or I'll speak to you later. But the question
we'll
you have
talk
to
about
ask
that
is,
later, but
as
just
to
stick to the
resolutions, how do
ordinance.
people give comments on it?
No other speakers.
Motion by Council of the Whole to close the public hearing and adopt. Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
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 McIver,
Yes.
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
6PSFB is an ordinance amending Section 23-5-14E, parking by permit only in designated residential areas of Title 23, Traffic and Parking, by revising existing permit parking hours on the north side of Bleecker Street between Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and University Avenue, extending approximately 160 feet west from the intersection of University Avenue in the Central Ward. Does anyone wish to speak with regard to this ordinance?
No one appearing.
Motion to close the public hearing and adopt. Council of the Whole.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Callum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
6PSFC is an ordinance authorizing entry into a lease agreement with MC University Realty, LLC, as landlord for municipal office space for the Newark Office of Workforce Development, located at 321 University Avenue in the Central Ward. Does anyone wish to be heard with regard to this ordinance?
No one appearing.
Motion by the Council of the Whole to close the public hearing and adopt. Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
6PSFD is an ordinance granting a 20-year tax abatement to Bergen Street Redevelopment Urban Renewal LLC for a project to construct 2 mixed-use buildings containing a total of 42 affordable housing units, commercial space, and parking located on real property commonly known as 1037 through 1047 and 1057 through 1059 Bergen Street in the
Sponsor.
South Ward.
Sponsor.
Sponsored by
Second.
Councilmember James, second by Councilmember Ramos.
Roll call.
Does anyone wish to be heard with regard to this
Yeah, one-
ordinance?
Stone, Mr. Feld.
Again, my name is Jeffrey Feld, and I'm an attorney and a local businessman and a taxpayer in Essex County. On Monday, I sent by priority mail a letter, and a copy of a letter I sent to the New Jersey Housing Mortgage Financing Agency regarding various questions as to pilots. And you're asking us to give comments. I made an Oprah request for the underlying pilot agreement, the application. I don't know how I and any other citizen or resident can give comments if we have not received the underlying documentation. One of the issues that's been percolating throughout the years here is the importance of a fiscal impact study. In the packet, I have a copy of legislation that's been proposed by our state senator Sweeney, where he talks about he wants 2 fiscal impact studies. Newark gets none. Impacts everyone. In addition, you have an agreement with the state as to the allocation of the proceeds, how a portion goes to the municipality, a portion goes to the school board, and a portion is supposed to go to the county. In this deal, you're seeking to give only 6.28% of the revenues. I do not know where that number came from.
Can
and
you
how-
stick to the ordinance?
That's what that ordinance is. You're approving a tax abatement of pilot. We're asking you questions as to did you comply with state law? I have an attorney here who used to represent the city of Orange up the street, and he required fiscal impact studies under his limited tenure. He's now your acting business administrator. I just want to know why the law is not applied equally throughout the state.
Thank you. No one appearing? Roll call?
Motion by Councilmember James, second by Councilmember Ramos, to close the public hearing and adopt. Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Callum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
6PSFE is an ordinance amending Ordinance 6PSFB, adopted on January 5, 2017, for the First Amendment to the South Bergen redevelopment plan by amending the Planning and Zoning Board's jurisdiction and responsibilities. Does anyone... Does anyone, sponsored by Councilmember James,
Second.
second by Councilmember Osborne. Does anyone wish to be heard with regard to this ordinance?
No one appearing.
Motion by Councilmember James, second by Councilmember Osborne to close the public hearing and adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Callum,
Yes.
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
6 PSFF is an ordinance granting a 15-year tax abatement to Spring Street Commons Urban Renewal LLC for a project to demolish 2 existing buildings and construct a new 99,010 square foot, 5-story mixed-use building, 3 commercial units, and 84 market-rate residential units on real property known as 2-16 Spring Street, 73 through 87 Clay Street.
Failed. I just had to put my objection on the record. Again, I made an Oprah request for the underlying documentation. I have not received them, and I don't know how I could give comments or questions on a transaction I don't have the underlying transactional documents for.
No one appearing. Roll call.
Motion by Council of the Whole to close the public hearing and adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Callum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Resolutions. 7R1A is an authorizing resolution from the Department of Administration, Office of Management and Budget for a temporary emergency appropriation. Purpose is refunding of callable lease revenue bonds, Series 2010A and Series 2010B. The funding source is the Essex County Improvement Authority lease revenue bonds. Motion by Council of the Whole to adopt.
Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
Yes.
7R1B is an authorizing resolution for the Department of Administration, Office of Management and Budget for a temporary emergency appropriation. The purpose is the Home Investment Partnership Act program to develop, fund, and rehabilitate various projects within the city of Newark. The funding source is program income generated from loan repayments as a result of project developments within the city of Newark. Motion by Council of the Whole to adopt.
Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Callum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
7R1C is a ratifying authorizing resolution from the Department of Administration, Office of Management and Budget for a temporary emergency appropriation. The purpose is to continue to implement the West Ward Victims Outreach Services and Crime Reduction Initiative strategies to support care for boys and men harmed by violence in the city's West Ward. The funding source is the United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Programs, Office for Victims of Crime. Council of the Whole to adopt.
Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Callum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
7R1D is an authorizing resolution from the Department of Administration, Office of the Business Administrator, to authorize an agreement with a governmental entity, authorizing a shared services agreement between the City of Newark and Essex County municipalities and the City of Newark and the Newark Board of Education and its charter schools. Council of the Whole to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Callum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R1E is an authorizing resolution from the Department of Administration, Division of Central Purchasing, to authorize a bid contract for fire suppression foams and compounds. 7R1F is an authorizing resolution from the Department of Administration, Division of Central Purchasing, to authorize a bid contract for copier paper, items E through F. Council of the Whole to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Callum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Mr. President,
Yes. Councilman Ramsey.
on the shared services agreement with the Newark Board of Education and the office services, Can we get a quarterly update through your chair and the clerk's office from that particular department as to the level of activity that's being generated from some of the entities that are now going to be utilizing this opportunity with the city?
Yes, Councilman.
Thank you.
We have someone that can comment on it, Daphne?
I think it hasn't started yet, so I'm thinking moving ahead, if we could just get some information as to what the utilization is from the Board of Ed and maybe the charter partners.
Yes, good morning. Daphne Turner, Manager, Office Services, City of Newark. This is a shared service agreement that we have modeled after other states and other counties that use the same type of services in order to generate revenue for the city. And so what will happen is we will be offering our services at a discounted rate to all municipalities in Essex County, including the Board of Education and their charter schools. So this way, the agencies can realize cost savings in getting print product, and the City of Newark can generate revenue in the same.
And I commend your office and the administration for thinking creatively and piloting this shared service opportunity. Hopefully, the Board of Ed and the other partners will take advantage of it.
Oh, yes, I already have meetings with Irvington and KIP. So actually KIP schools as the whole, they would like for all of their charter schools to get their print services from the City of Newark.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Item 7R2A is an authorizing resolution from the Department of Economic and Housing Development, authorizing an investigation for an area in need of redevelopment in the West Ward. Council of the Whole to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R2B is an authorizing resolution for the Department of Economic and Housing Development, authorizing a private sale for redevelopment with New Age Investment Properties, LLC. Item 7R2C is an authorizing resolution authorizing a private sale and redevelopment with Rising Plains, LLC. 7R2D is an authorizing resolution authorizing a private sale redevelopment agreement with Alpha Development and Investments, LLC. Item 7R2E is an authorizing resolution authorizing a private sale and redevelopment with Gateway Property Development, LLC. 7R2F is an authorizing resolution authorizing a private sale and redevelopment with Hamlet Management, LLC. And 7R2G is an authorizing resolution approving a private sale and redevelopment with DDA Pioneer Investment Group, LLC. All of these properties are in the West Ward. Council of the Whole to adopt items B through G.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R2H is an authorizing resolution for the Department of Economic and Housing Development, authorizing a memorandum of understanding with RPM Development, LLC, related to the construction of a basketball court and playground on the property located at 197 and 199 North 13th Street in the West Ward. Council of the Whole to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R2I is a ratifying authorizing resolution for the Department of Economic and Housing Development, authorizing an investigation for area in need of redevelopment. This is with regard to 729 through 737 Broad Street, Block 53, Lot 49, as a non-condemnation redevelopment area in the Central Ward. Council of the Whole to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R2J is a ratifying authorizing resolution of the Department of Economic and Housing Development, authorizing a private sale redevelopment for SLM and Son Construction, LLC. This is in the West Ward. Council of the Whole to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Moving it. Next item is 7R4A. It is an authorizing resolution for the Department of Finance, and this is an application to the local finance board for approval of a bond ordinance. The project is the ECIA refunding bonds. Motion by Council of the Whole to adopt.
Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Items 7R5A through 7R5C are ratifying and authorizing resolutions from the Department of Health and Community Wellness, authorizing contracts with subrecipients. This is with regard to the Ryan White program, to provide related health and support services. Item A is Team Management 2000, Inc. Item B, subrecipient, is the Community Health Law Project. And item C is the Smith Center for Infectious Disease and Urban Health. Items A through C, Council of the Whole to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R6A and item 7R6B are authorizing resolutions to the Department of Law authorizing the settlement of workers' compensation claims. Items A through B, Council of the Whole to adopt.
Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Items 7R6C and 7R6D are ratifying authorizing resolutions from the Department of Law authorizing legal services contracts with Raynone, Coughlin, Minicello. C is with regard to legal services for redevelopment and land use, and D with regard to conflict matters. Council of the Whole for items C through D to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R7A is an authorizing resolution from the Office of the Mayor appointing Judge Dion J. Williams as the Chief Judge of the Municipal Court. Council of the Whole to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Office of the Municipal Council and City Clerk. Item 7R8A is an authorizing resolution supporting the National Night Out Anti-Crime festivities. Motion by Councilmember Ramos, second by Councilmember Osborne to adopt.
Roll
Roll
call.
call.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R8B is an authorizing resolution supporting a special event, the Newark Pride Festival, moved by Councilmember McIver, second by Council President Quintana. Roll call to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R8C is an authorizing resolution supporting a ceremonial street designation for Rodney Gilbert. The event is Friday, July 27th. Motion by Councilmember McIver, second by Councilmember Osborne.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Items 7R8D are various recognizing and commending resolutions with the noted sponsors. Item 7R8E are various expressions of profound sorrow and regret with the noted sponsors. Council of the Whole to adopt D through E.
Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R12A is an authorizing resolution for the Department of Water and Sewer Utilities, authorizing a bid contract for the replacement of fire hydrants. The entity is Underground Utilities Corporation. Item 7R12B is an authorizing resolution for the Department of Water and Sewer Utilities, authorizing a change order number 2. The entity is Allied Construction Group, Inc. Council of the Whole for items A through B to adopt. Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Yes. To the blue sheets, we have added starters. Added starter resolutions. Item 7R2K is an authorizing resolution, the Department of Economic and Housing Development, authorizing a loan agreement, the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development. This is for $3,709,000. Council of the Whole to adopt.
Roll call.
Actually, at Southwood, I'll sponsor.
Second.
Councilman James, Councilman Osborne is the second. With the noted sponsors to adopt.
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R2L is an authorizing resolution, the Department of Economic and Housing Development. This is amending a resolution adopted on May 10, 2018, with regard to an investigation for an area in need of redevelopment. This concerns the East Ward properties on Doremus Avenue and Wilson Avenue. Sponsored by Councilmember Amador,
Second.
second by Council President Quintana. Roll call to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R2M is an authorizing, ratifying, amending resolution, the Department of Economic and Housing Development with regard to declaring an area in need of redevelopment. This is amending Resolution 7R2D as adopted on June 7, 2018, to remove addresses 214 through 252 Doremus Avenue and 254 through 266 Doremus Avenue. Sponsored by Councilmember Amador, second by Council President Quintana. Roll call to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
7R2N is an authorizing resolution for the Department of Economic and Housing Development, authorizing a grant agreement to rehabilitate, construct a 4.5-story vacant structure with 23 residential units for low-income households for veterans and special needs. This is in the West Ward, sponsored by Councilmember McCallum,
Second.
second by Councilmember Osborne to
Roll call.
adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R20 is an authorizing resolution for the Department of Economic and Housing Development, authorizing a private sale redevelopment, the Fourth Amendment to a right of entry agreement with PSE&G for the purpose of conducting remedial activities. Council of the Whole to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
Ivor,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
Yes.
Item 7R4B is an authorizing resolution for the Department of Finance approving an application to the local finance board for approval of a bond ordinance. The project is the lead service line. No, we did N.
Okay.
I think we just did N. We did N. Yes, yes. Excuse me, let me start over. 7R4B is an authorizing resolution for the Department of Finance approving an application to the local finance board for approval of a bond ordinance. The project is the lead service line replacement program. The amount to be financed is $75 million. Council of the whole to adopt.
Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
Ivor,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Items 7R5D through 7R5K are ratifying, authorizing resolutions for the Department of Health and Community Wellness, approving contracts with subrecipients with regard to the Ryan White program. Item D is the subrecipient is Hyacinth AIDS Foundation. Item E is La Casa de Don Pedro, Inc. Item F is Isaiah House, Inc. Item G is Proceed, Inc. Item H is AIDS Resource Foundation for Children. Item I is Home First Interfaith Housing and Family Services. Item J is Newark Community Health Centers, Inc. And item K is the United Way of Greater Union County. Council of the whole to adopt.
Roll call.
D through K.
Yes.
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 Ivor,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Office of the Municipal Council and City Clerk, item 7R8F is an authorizing resolution for the appointment of Councilmember Ramos as the council's representative to the joint meeting of Essex and Union Counties. Council of the whole to adopt.
Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
Ivor,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
Yes.
Item 7R8G is an authorizing resolution for the reappointment of Joseph A. McCallum Jr. as the council representative to the Second River Joint Meeting. Council of the whole to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R8H is an authorizing resolution appointing Councilmember Augusto Amador to the Central Planning Board as the council's representative. Council of the whole to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R9A is an authorizing resolution from the Department of Public Safety, Division of Police, authorizing a professional service contract with the Division of New Jersey State Police to hold a residential academy training program to teach the basic course for police officers for 200 newly hired NPD police officers selected by NPD. Council of the whole to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
7R9B is a ratifying authorizing resolution for the Department of Public Safety, Division of Police, for a contract to provide support and maintenance of e-ticketing devices. The entity is Gold Type Business Machines, Inc. Council of the whole to adopt.
Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R11A is an authorizing resolution from the Department of Recreation, Cultural Affairs, and Senior Services, authorizing a hold harmless and indemnification agreement for the Newark Pop Warner football practice with the Newark Public Schools. Council of the whole to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R12C is an authorizing resolution from the Department of Water and Sewer Utilities, authorizing a bid contract with Aquatic Analysts, Inc. This is for copper sulfate treatments for algae control at the City of Newark's reservoirs. Council of the Whole to adopt.
Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Callum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 7R12D is a ratifying authorizing resolution for the Department of Water and Sewer Utilities to award a professional services contract to Kleinfelder, Inc. as the full-time licensed operator. Council of the Whole to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Callum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
If we can return to the regular printed agenda, page 29. Item 8A, this is communications from the Acting Business Administrator, Eric Pennington. Item 8A is a refunding bond ordinance providing for the funding of a temporary emergency appropriation of the City of Newark and the City of in the County of Essex for the refunding of the outstanding Essex County Improvement Authority lease revenue bonds, Series 2010A and Series 2010B, appropriating $67 million therefore. There's a request from the Department of Finance to advance and adopt on first reading. Council of the Whole,
Roll call.
as 6FC.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Mr. President,
Yes, Council Ramos.
we can get a list of all the city buildings or assets that are now not going to have the restrictions that they previously had because of the refunding of this bond.
Yes, Councilman.
Thank you.
Continue.
Back here, right? Communications from the mayor. Item 8B is an authorizing resolution from the Office of the Mayor for the reappointment of Andrea Edabawali as the Director of the Department of Water and Sewer Utilities. Item 8C is an authorizing resolution for the reappointment of Dr. Mark J. Wade as the Director of the Department of Health and Community Wellness. Item 8D is the reappointment of Danielle A. Smith as Director of the Department of Finance. Item 8E is the reappointment of Patrick Council as Director of the Department of Recreation, Cultural Affairs, and Senior Services. Item 8F is the reappointment of Khalif Thomas as Director of the Department of Public Works. Item 8G is the reappointment of Philip Scott as the Director of the Department of Engineering. Item 8H is the appointment of Kenyatta K. Stewart, Esquire, as Corporation Counsel. Council of the Whole to adopt items B through H.
Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes to all except for I'm abstaining from 8F.
Staying on F.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 8I is an authorizing resolution from the Office of the Mayor appointing Anthony Timmons as alternate number 1 to the Central Planning Board. Council of the Whole to adopt.
Can we defer this one? I had a conversation with the mayor this morning, and we have some issues that we need to discuss further
Okay,
on this
motion
appointment.
By Councilmember Amador to defer.
Second.
Second by Councilmember James.
Roll call.
Amador,
Yes, to defer.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 8J is an appointment by the mayor of Uriel Ocasio to the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board. Council of the whole to adopt.
Roll call.
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 8K is an appointment by the mayor of Jermaine James as alternate member number 2 to the Central Planning Board. Council of the whole to adopt.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 8L is the appointment of a municipal court judge. Motion by Council of the whole to defer action at this time.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Back to the blue sheets. On, looks like, I'm not sure what page it is, but it's item 8M, communications added starters. Item 8M is the reappointment by the mayor of Anthony F. Ambrose III as Director of the Department of Public Safety. Council of the whole to adopt? Or to confirm?
Roll call.
Council to confirm.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Abstain.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 8N is an appointment by the mayor of Eric S. Pennington as Business Administrator. Council of the whole to confirm.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes. Susie, can we have some order, please? Thank you.
Okay. Item 8O is an ordinance of the City of Newark and the County of Essex providing for the lead service line replacement program and appropriating $75 million therefore, and providing for the issuance of $75 million in bonds or notes to finance the same. There's a request by the Department of Finance to advance and adopt on first reading. Council of the whole, as 6FD. Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
McCallum,
Yes.
Ivor,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Item 8P is an ordinance authorizing the mayor and or his designee, the acting director of the Department of Economic and Housing Development, to enter into and execute a lease agreement with Mayor Real Estate LLC for the properties located at 197 and 199 North 13th Street within the West Ward for an annual rent of $1, plus additional rent for monthly utilities and quarterly property taxes for a period commencing August 1, 2018, and terminating on July 31, 2028, for the purpose of constructing, operating, and maintaining a neighborhood basketball park, which shall be named the Mayor M. Solomon Basketball Court.
Okay.
This is on communication. Is there a desire to advance and adopt on first? Councilmember McCallum will move it. Who's the second?
Second.
Second by Council President Quintana. To advance and adopt on first. As 6FE.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Callum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 8Q is an ordinance amending Title 10, Chapter 21, Newark Payroll Tax, Section 3, for Transformative Corporate Headquarters Project.
Council as a whole?
Shall we advance to first reading or advance and adopt on first?
Council as a whole and advance.
Excuse me?
Advance and adopt on first.
To adopt on first, Councilmember James. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember McCallum. To advance and adopt on first as well, he said first. Okay. As 6FF. Roll call to adopt on first.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Callum,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
Yes.
Item 8R is an ordinance authorizing downtown district as an urban growth zone and requesting the state of New Jersey to explore the creation of an Office of Transformative Projects that may exercise jurisdiction over land use regulations and building permit approvals for transformative corporate headquarters projects. Advance or advance?
Advance and adopt on first.
Councilmember James. Second by Councilmember McCallum as 6FG. Roll call.
Amador,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
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 Osborne,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
President Quintana.
The ordinances adopted today on first reading will be advertised in accordance with law, and a public hearing will be held at a regular meeting on August 8, 2018, at 12:30 p.m., or as soon thereafter as practical in the council chambers, second floor, City Hall, Newark, New Jersey. Yes. Council President, that concludes the agenda. Time
Yeah,
for the hearing.
Mr. President, before we go to the hearing, we had some employees here who were here at the special a few weeks ago representing the Hotel Trades Council. They actually work at the Holiday Inn out at the airport. There's a new owner coming in, and there's a threat that, the housekeeping force is going to be displaced. I know in the past, we had sponsored some type of, protection resolution for those individuals who were working at the arena, specifically for Centerplate, the concession vendor, when a new vendor came in. And I believe that the Hotel Trades Council did send some suggested language for resolution of support to the clerk's office. And I'd like for us to consider having something on the agenda. I know we haven't scheduled it, but I would imagine we're going to have a special next week. About 70% of the workforce is residents from the city in that particular hotel, and they would be affected, I believe, at the end of August. So I would encourage, through your chair, the
Yes.
clerk's office, to draft some language that we may consider.
Madam Clerk,
Yes,
for Tuesday,
yeah.
since we're having a special on Tuesday, so we'd have, thank you. Thank you, Councilman.
I guess we're having a special on Tuesday.
All right. All right,
Thank you.
we got to prepare.
It's time for the hearing of citizens. Welcome to the Municipal Council's hearings of citizens. Only those individuals who have signed up to speak by the closing deadline will be permitted to speak this afternoon. When your name is called, please step to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. You will be given 5 minutes to speak. On the podium, you will see a small timing device. When you begin to speak, it will begin to count down the time, and the green dome will light up. After your 4th minute, the yellow dome will light up, indicating that you have 1 minute remaining for a summation. When you reach your 5th minute, the red dome will light up, and an audible sound will begin, indicating that your time has expired. Please look forward and speak into the microphone. We are recording these proceedings, and if you turn to speak to the audience, we may miss part of your statement. Please address all questions to the chair and not to individual council members. The first speaker is Sonia Martin.
Hi, Sonia Martin, 15 Westview Road, West Orange. Good afternoon, Mr. President and council members. I come before you to speak about my project located at 981-991 Bergen Street. Oh, thank you. As a follow-up from the last council meeting. So when I look back over the past 32 years, my family has been viable female minority business owners within the city of Newark. First with Martinez Hair Salons located at Court Street and Halsey Street, then transitioning into development with the purchase of 981-991 Bergen Street, always keeping in mind to create something that was an epicenter for the community. It took some time to really create something with the evolution of the area for today's time that would be powerful and impactful. And a lot of research and time had to be taken. We came up with the concept of the first intergenerational daycare. I've worked over 2.5 years with the CDEC for free. They did site visits with the nearest facility, urban and suburban models that are located upstate New York and within the Bronx in New York. So the basic concept of the intergenerational daycare, it's a shared site facility. So it accommodates the seniors in one half of the building and early education youth in the second portion of the building. They interact in structured, supervised programs throughout the week or day, depending on how the directors handle it. When you look at it, the stats are by 2040, 40% of our population will be the elderly and youth, and majority of that 40% will be persons of color. I then sought out the most well-known minority developer from Harlem, Walter Edwards of Full Spectrum. He has 40-plus years of experience. He has vision and innovative sight in urban planning. So the concept is that we would take the current structure of the building from 1 story to 3 stories, ranging from 30 to 40,000 square feet of green development, rooftop gardens, and play areas for the area. Mr. Edwards, on a side note, his projects, he's been working with me for free because this is a passion project and he believes in it. His projects are normally $23 million and up. You will see in the development overview page, I will be seeking commercial and private lending sources and subsidies. I've factored in property taxes and the city water liens into my pre-construction costs based on conversations with my developers. So let me stress, based on the meetings that I've been having, I'm not asking the city in any way to absorb or incur any costs for this project. When we look and think about our elderly and our youth, this is a creative way based on when we look at the current administration, the overbody administration that have been cutting senior programs and services for our most vulnerable, for the elderly and the youth. By combining them under one roof, the smaller sub-programs can thrive and combine and tap into a new innovative way. It allows the elderly to continue to interact. A lot of them go through depression. A lot of them are not fortunate to have family members to assist them. Services like social workers can be there in support systems. I'm proposing a green development, a way to have vision and services for the community in a creative format. I have to say that I've been relentlessly pursued for this building. And when I push back on individuals pursuing me, their vision is limited. They want liquor stores or laundromats, or they just don't have a vision at all, but they just want what they want. My family's legacy goes beyond that. What I've put together and put together with the CDEC is assessing the true financial models and how it works, what would be the best tenants. How do we really tap into the area to make this model thrive? Because it would be the first in the state. And we want it to be a gold, and in the city. So we want it to be the gold star example of the urban model and for others that they can come to us and look for as a leader.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much. Next speaker. Thank you.
So,
Next speaker is John Goldstein.
Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you.
yes, if you have any questions, I don't know.
Any questions? No. No questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Please state your name and address for the record.
John Goldstein, 171 Van Buren Street. Honorable members of the council, I'm here on behalf of Homes for All Newark, a citywide coalition of over 150 housing activists. Last summer, as I'm sure you remember, we successfully petitioned for a new, stronger rent control ordinance. Newark is in a housing crisis. In the past year, and attached to you, what I've just distributed is a study by Zillow. This is not a biased group. The housing costs in Newark, by an unbiased account, have gone up 38% in the last year. We're one of the hottest real estate markets in the country. Now, I've heard council members and others in the administration argue that we have to provide below market rate land sales, tax abatements, zoning variances in order to attract investment. That era is over. With an annual return of 38%, investors are doing just fine. But there is a mismatch between real estate investors who are making money and the average citizen of Newark. 78% of us are renters. Our median household income is $34,000 a year. As a result, 88% of Newark residents live in areas at risk of displacement. That's from a study done by the Regional Plan Association. We need every resource available to prevent the massive displacement of current Newark residents. That means strong rent control. It means inclusionary zoning that actually creates large numbers of new units that are affordable, not only low-income, but very low-income people. We need a community land trust that secures land for future affordable housing projects. We need changes in our property tax system that provides relief for longtime homeowners who can't afford to stay in their homes. We need housing and services for homeless people who've already been displaced. And a big shout out to all the folks in Newark that helped draw attention in the last 2 weeks to that cause. We need to preserve and expand Newark's supply of public housing. We need to incentivize a cooperative housing program to help tenants become homeowners. Now that you have been sworn in, the new council has been sworn in, we have 3 suggestions that the council can do immediately to address the housing crisis. First, we ask Councilman Osborne to convene the Public-Private Housing Committee that he chairs. Councilman Ramos and Quintana have been members of that committee. It hasn't met in years. This is one way that citizens can have more input into the city's housing issues. Second, we need transparency and accountability on the implementation of the inclusionary zoning ordinance. It's unclear if any projects approved this year are creating on-site affordable housing. Although it's a zoning ordinance, we've been told that it's not an issue to be considered by the zoning board. Instead, it will be implemented by the administration. IZO has to be enforced if we're serious about creating more affordable housing. Third, we have to stop selling city land for below-market prices. Here are some recent examples, some of which you approved today. I didn't hear any questions about what the market value or the assessed value was of these projects. So I added up the ones that we did today, and the project on the riverfront that was recently transferred for $1.25 million to Boré developers. And the assessed amount on that property was $4 million. The market value probably was much higher. But just based on these few projects, the difference between the assessed amount and the sale price is about $5 million. Shouldn't we, the citizens, the city of Newark, also profit from the hot real estate market? The time of begging developers to come to Newark is officially over. Now's the time to act to ensure that Newark residents and businesses are not displaced by development, but that we share in the benefits.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Helene Freeman.
Helene Freeman, I live in the
Hold
North Ward
on.
of
Can we listen to each speaker, please? Because
And I'm addressing the chair.
before you speak to the folks in the audience, I mean, you want to be heard, so it's to give respect to those that have come before us. I mean, if you have to have a conversation, I think you should have it aside of or exit the chambers and have that kind of conversation. But we want to run a hearing of citizens that we listen to each and everything that every speaker is saying is important. So we don't want to interrupt each speaker, whether you agree or disagree with the speakers. Thank you.
I know that you listen, and I know that Osborne listens because he's actually looking at me, but some of them don't listen. And so that's the point. Long story made short, I live in the North Ward. And to the chair, in the North Ward, there hasn't been street cleaning in 7 months. Now, I want to know, how does the city profit from this filth? Like, you're not coming out, you're not cleaning, and it hasn't been done in 7 months since December. We're paying for this service. How are you pocketing that money? Like, what happens when we don't get services? Second, 167 Abington Avenue is a dump site. The cameras that were there have been removed, and you spend thousands of dollars abating this street constantly. Small children have to walk through this to get to the 3 grammar schools in the area and the illegal nursery schools that are there. And you're waiting for someone to be injured. I don't know what's in half of those bags. It could be body parts. It could be companies putting chemicals out. You don't know, and it's not being addressed, and you need cameras there now. And that's Abington Avenue between North 3rd and North 4th Street. Thirdly, Jennifer Garcia works for Councilman Ramos in his county job. I've called for a number of senior residents in the North Ward that are in need of senior services. She says she's going to call them back. She never calls them back. Council is over senior services. What senior services? I need an explanation of what senior services are. If you could just break away from your iPad for a second and let me know what senior services mean.
Please, we're listening to the speaker, please.
Also, John was talking about affordability. A lot of these seniors, and I'm calling in for services because that's what I'm supposed to do, they're being displaced out of their homes. They need these services. I call the councilman's office directly since he oversees the safety in some of these public housing as the commissioner or whatever he's sitting over, whatever the acronym is currently. He's responsible for safety in the public housing, and a lot of them need to be moved. A lot of them are asking for assistance, and it's simple things things that you're chartered to do that are not being done. So I've called your staff people, and I've gotten the runaround. I've gotten the game played on me. Oh, well, why don't you go over to 595 and 505 and put in an application when they know they've been told that those buildings are not taking anyone on the list, their lists are shut down, and they don't have any room. And I'm not asking you to make these people do anything. I'm asking you to do your job and find when there's availability, or the people that you've hired, some of them making near six figures to do this job, to actually do the job. And if you're going to call, these people have Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and cancer, and they're calling Jennifer, who's like, you had to talk to Jennifer. You had to talk to Jennifer Garcia. Jennifer will call you back. And 2 months later, Jennifer doesn't call back. So it's a problem. And this goes to transparency. You have a list here, a resolution, our decorum, how we're supposed to behave, and don't speak out of turn. When do we speak to you? You don't answer your phone when you call your office. I call your county office. You don't answer your phone at your office. Okay, I only see you in the street at events and different things. I talk to you then. You ignore that. You smile in my face, very polite, and some of you know who you are. I'm not, I'm addressing the chair. But the bottom line is, we reach out to you on Facebook, and Ramos has banned me from his Facebook page, even though he knew that I was a constituent. It says clearly I'm a constituent, and I'm not calling him names. I'm not talking about his mama or his father or saying anything out of turn. I'm actually talking about the real issues, and I give you, so that you know I'm not lying, the visual. I'm putting up the posting. I'm letting you see what's going on, and this is something that when the bodies drop, you're going to be responsible for, and then you're going to fall back and want us to pay as taxpayers. But there's such a thing as malfeasance and responsibility, and that council people and mayors have been sued personally, and it's a possibility. So if you don't want to answer your phone, and you don't want to answer Facebook, and you don't want me on Twitter, resign, and then I won't try to reach out to you.
Your time is. Thank you. Next speaker. Next speaker.
Martin Ricks.
Hold on. Excuse me, we're going to have some water. We have to have some water, folks.
Martin?
I mean, there's people viewing this at home, and children, and we should be an example to our children who are listening at home, and we can't be, excuse me, you're out of order. Now, there are folks at home, young people, and the complaint of young people is the behavior in this council chambers. And we're not going to accept that. There's some seniors who have called and said this is not the way to run a government. And we're going to run a government with respect to every speaker that comes before us, and we're going to respect every individual, whatever ward you come from, wherever in this city. So we're not here, no, listen, if anybody wants to have a shouting match, I believe there's an exit. You exit, and you can have a shouting match somewhere else. But we are here to run the government of the people. And this has got to come to a stop, where people just get out of order and speak whenever they want. Sir, the speaker has been here. He listened to everyone, and it's time for him to speak. Sorry, sir.
Hi, my name is Martin Ricks. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a resident of Newark since 2003. I'm complaining about my next door neighbor, the illegal auto shop on 568 South 11th Street. I've been assaulted twice. Second assault was 2 months ago. I had a concussion with a metal was slashed across my head, my forehead, 16 was 6 stitches. This shop have a long record of illegal everything you can count on. I don't even know how to go about it. It's a long story. Since 2009, they reopened this place up. I bought a resident in 2003, and it's been a headache. I don't even know what to tell you guys what's going on. I don't have any idea. I'm just looking for some help. But this shop cannot be reopened. I don't know what's gonna happen. My wife gonna speak after me. She got a whole full detail better than I do. But I'm very angry and frustrated. I don't know who to turn to, where to turn. And I'm trying the best I can. I work hard. No matter my color, my language, my accent, I feel like I've been taken advantage of. Every time I go to the city, call the police, every time I complain, well, the guy operated a shop with no license for 2 years. Every time I call the police, it tells me, yeah, he got a license to operate. Call the city told me he got a license to operate. And now, who do I go to next? Now, we come down to this mayor office, we'll go to code enforcement, they put a record, they basically know how to license for the last 2 years. But I just need some help about this building. That building cannot reopen. If I had the money to move out of that house, I would be moving, but I have no money to move out. And I purchased that home with my hard-earned money. I have my kids go to school around the corner. Everybody associated with that building. If you go back, you take the history of that building, 566 South 11th Street, in the 90s to this point, everybody associated with drugs. So there's nothing good coming out of that building. And if you guys can't do anything about it, I'm not making any promise or anything, but I just want to see something done. Let my kids be safe to walk next door to the school. School's about 100 yards away, not even 100, 50 yards away from the building. Every time I call the police, I get a whole run around. No police will walk in the building. All the illegal stuff that goes on in the building, police won't walk in it because it tells me, well, we can't go there. That's people private property, they do this, they do that. But in the same token, I'm the one being affected. I can't sleep at night because it's late after our music. My house is a sheetrock, so basically, with all that bass, I can't sleep. And I got to get up in the morning to go to work. And I've been going through the struggle for the last 9 years. And finally, they almost killed me. And instead, right now my life is basically to a point where I'm being, how you call it, they put a hunt on me and my wife to, for somebody to do something or hit on us. I don't know. But I'm asking the city and the council to see what you guys can do with this building, because this building is not safe for the environment at all. It don't matter who comes and who have business in there. The association with the building, they're all the same group of people. Thank you.
Mr. Ricks.
Go ahead.
Council, Mr. Ricks.
Mr. Ricks.
That's yours.
Is it? Okay, my aide is over there, he'll talk to you. And we'll look into it for you and we'll get back to you.
Okay.
Give me your contact information.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Colleen Grisham.
Good afternoon, Council for the City of Newark and everyone. Mr. Ricks is my husband, Martin Ricks. I'm Kylene Grisham. We own a home at 568 South 11th Street. So I'm just going to reiterate and clarify some of the things my husband was trying to express. The auto shop next to my home is 566 South 11th Street. We are Newark residents. We are homeowners. I am an educator for the City of Newark. I work at Harriet Tubman School, which is around the corner. Dawn Hayes is our president. I am VP on that PTO board. This shop has tormented my family. My son is high spectrum, Asperger's, autism, and he is at Harriet Tubman School. These children around this community cannot walk to school when you have the auto shop They have cars on the driveway, they have dollies, they have trucks. I'm being told by code enforcement it's illegal. I'm being told by everyone here inside this building, oh, well, do this and do that. I've created an extensive paper trail. I can tell you every operator since 2009 we've spoken to, every sergeant, every captain, every detective, every avenue we've been through. So this is not the wrong place, but this is a resort because we need to be heard. My husband has been assaulted twice. Twice. You have a man who got killed coming out of this auto shop that has a social club and an after hours upstairs. And we're being told to mind our business. That man was shot. He was robbed and shot and dead. What else is there? I'm going to try to keep my emotions under control. However, my son is 8, and when he sees his dad hit with a pipe, he says, I can't live if my dad dies. What are we doing? I've been in Newark my whole life. I graduated from Arts High. I went to Bergen, Madison. I believe in the community, but the community is not believing in us. I'm a taxpayer, a homeowner. And I said I wasn't going to do this. I said I was going to stick to the facts. So what are the facts? If you Google 566 South 11th Street, there's an auto shop that was raided in 2011. Their lawyer was just sitting over there. We go to court because their code enforcement is trying to get them shut down. Why are we trying and attempting? Why can't we not execute this? This is drugs, guns, and money. What is it serving the community? None. How do your children walk around and can't get to school? This is around the corner from a blue ribbon school, Harriet Tubman. The name speaks for itself. And it's here, it exists. So what are we doing with this building? Everyone is entitled to own a business. Everyone is entitled to have something. But it serves no purpose when you're assaulting people, when you have people that live on that same block that work for code enforcement and work for the city, and they have tried to do something, and they're scared and nothing's getting done. Something has to give. Everybody on that block is afraid, and my husband and I are the only two that have constantly fought, and I will not stop. I won't, and neither will he. This man bought a house at 25 years old. It doesn't matter. If the building was legally running, there wouldn't be a problem. You're open till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You have strippers and prostitutes. You have a casino. So how many hands is in this building getting a piece of that money is why we won't close it? I've gone through every avenue. I have at home every paper trail possible. So I'm not sitting here just talking off emotions. I've gone through every channel to Amiri Baraka, which is the mayor's assistant, right? Chief of staff.
Excuse me. Ma'am.
So, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a peace of mind. I'm looking for sanity. I'm looking for my son to feel comfortable in his home that his dad has created for him. We put thousands of dollars in our backyard so that my son does not play in the front of the house, because that's ghetto and hood, right? No, it's not. It's called This Is Your Home. But we did that because the traffic. You have dollies and tractor trailers. We've had tenants move out because they couldn't deal with it. But I'm being told, well, why don't you just move? You know how many captains have told me that? And police officers, why do I have to move? Who wants to buy the house? With this building, you brought now the depreciation of the community down. I've now got squatters. I've got people walking in my driveway. Things that didn't exist now exist. And it's not fair. It's not right. And whether this is the wrong place, I don't agree. We're just letting it be known. Because at this point, they basically told us what? We'll take your whole family out. That's on record. I filed complaints. They went to my job recently and did a terroristic threat.
Thank you. You know, Madam Clerk.
Yes.
I'd like you to extract what's been said to the police department, to neighborhoods, to the code enforcement, to all the particular parties that are responsible, and we'd like to have a report what is it and what has occurred, because again, we're going to try to get to the bottom of this. But again, through the police department and through neighborhood services, they could help us with this, the code enforcement, and whoever we have to get to make sure that every single family in this city should live in decency and respect. No, regardless of who comes and builds a shop, there's laws, and people have to abide by those laws, and zoning. So again, if we could look also at the zoning of this property and find out what is entailed with this property. Is it zoned for this kind of business?
It's not.
Well, that's what we're going to find out. If it is, then also the building department should be notified on this too.
Lawyer was just
The
sitting
building department should be notified, and et
for
cetera.
us in here.
Thank you.
Yes, Council
Next speaker.
Ronald Myrick. Mr. Myrick?
Not appearing.
Not appearing. Lisa Parker?
Appearing.
Welcome, Councilwoman. I'm glad you said what you said. Lisa Parker, resident of Newark. I'm glad you said what you said about the council members here being attentive and responsible and accountable for the citizenry here. All my people from JFK, can you please stand up? I came here last month. I said to you that over 10,000 seniors and residents in the community have participated in the water aerobics, and the aquatic instructor, we asked that Michael Garrett be reinstated to teach the water aerobic classes. It's been 6 weeks. Seniors and community residents have been without the vital services pertinent for their wellness and their health. More than 50 to 100 people attend these classes 3 times a week. You still have it in the schedule that they're receiving services that they're not. If a staff person that works in housing can sell apartments and continue to work for the city, reinstate Michael Garrett. If a staff person in the tax collector's office can steal $9,000 and continue to work for the city, hire back this man, because he's providing not only a vital service, people have stopped using their walkers. They have lost weight. They are getting their cardio and daily exercises from a brother who, since the program started, have had 10,000 people participate. We're asking Pat Council, Obalaji Baraka, and our councilwoman to advocate on their behalf so that you reinstate their instructor. This is criminal. Now, if you want to be doing something for the citizenry here, make sure this man gets reinstated to his job to provide the services to the community. Now, thank you, y'all. The lead in the water, this is a public health crisis, a moral imperative. I'm asking that people have their water tested. Don't boil the water. Don't drink the water. The next issue, a curfew. A curfew for what? What is the justification for a curfew? If you want to know what a model is for mentoring our youth, just ask Donald Bradley, that's been out here for 50-plus years mentoring young men in our communities. Our communities do not need to be over-policed, because at the end of the day, you need to offer them alternatives like opportunities, training, jobs. That's what needs to happen. Investing in recreation instead of bulking up the recreation budget for all these picnics and everything else that nobody benefits from. Invest in our youth, not over-police them. And I'm telling you, parents out there, don't allow them to do that, because you'll be punished by being fined $1,000 if your child is coming from a movie unescorted after 11 o'clock. This is code for stop and frisk. I know what that is. I'm a native New Yorker. I got 2 sons. I lived through it. We don't want to give the police a license to do any of the things to discourage the quality of life of our young people. Get some money and reinvest in our children. The unions. All of you unions in the municipality, I'm coming after you. If you have not given people that have worked here in this city for 10 years, not even a cost of living increase, you have been violating their contract language by bringing in temporary workers over union workers, and you're giving favor to your fan favorites that are union workers, giving them raises but not honoring contract language. That's no longer going to be acceptable, and I'm telling all of y'all to go to the National Labor Relations Board and file a claim in a class action suit against the city, because they're in violation of your contract. Mr. Dumas came here, he's a native Newarker, a veteran. The shameless display that you exhibited, John James, to this man who was asking to be housed. I went to the housing and talked about it. You no longer are going to sit on these commissions and don't be an advocate for the people in the community. Where is his housing, and where are the programs for veterans? Shame on you. You're not going to sit on these commissions and just sit there and don't work for the people anymore.
Next speaker. Next speaker.
Alicia Alston Singleton. Alicia Alston Singleton.
Not appearing.
Not appearing. William Bremner.
He's appearing.
Thank you very much. I want to thank the council for hearing me today. I want to welcome Ms. MacGyver, my ward representative. And I come here for 2 reasons. I come here because I'm requesting an update.
Your name and address again?
Excuse me?
Name and address?
I'm sorry, my name is Freedom Bremner. I live at 51 Clifton Avenue. I'm a resident of the Colonnade Apartments, and I'm the vice president of the CRC, the Colonnade Residents Coalition. That's our tenants group. I was here on the 20th of June, and I spoke, I stood with another representative, Carol Bodine, from our group, and we spoke about the security guard ordinance and how it is being completely ignored with regards to the way our building is protected, and in this case, not protected. The way we read the ordinance, we are to have an armed guard and an unarmed guard for each of our 2 buildings. An unarmed guard during the day, an armed guard during the night. That's a total of 4 guards. We have gone from 4 to 3 to now 2. So what we have during the day, instead of 1 guard on one building and 1 guard on the other, we have 1 guard going back and forth between 2 buildings. I want to tell you some of the things that have happened as a result. We had a fire in the C building. Our guard was doing his rotation back and forth. He was in the D building. Our fire alarm systems are separate because the Colonnade, despite the fact that it sits on 1 lot, is 2 separate buildings. Tenants from the C building had to go to the D building to tell the guard that there was a fire. We are not safe. When we spoke at the last meeting, the outgoing councilperson, Ms. Cheneyfield Jenkins, stated that you, Mr. Ramos, Councilman Ramos, and your team were working on strengthening this ordinance, and that you've been working on it for some time. We'd like to hear where you are. We'd like it to be shared with us. Our safety is on the line right now, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean. Currently, as a result of this new system, on some days of the week, some evenings, PF Holdings, the owner of our apartment building, has instructed management, who has then instructed Sterling Securities, who guards our building, to leave 1 building wide open. Wide open. At 9 p.m., you can walk up to Building C or perhaps Building D of the Colonnade, 9 p.m. in the evening, and just walk in. That's unsustainable. It's not only in contradiction to the letter of the law, it's the intent of the law. What's the point of the law? The law is to protect people. The law says a building over 100 people requires, 100 units, requires an armed security guard in the evening and an unarmed during the day. How is a completely open building of 260 people in remote compliance with that law? Now, why do I mention remote compliance? Because our owners, I'm starting to feel that they're trying to punish us, and I'm not the only one who feels that way. A security guard literally said to me, I think PF Holdings, the owners of your building, hate their tenants. And I said, why do you say that? He said, because they're forcing me to enact rules and policies that I'm uncomfortable with, that I don't believe will work. He said, I'm undermanned, I'm unsupported, and I'm being told to do things that are not safe. When we asked PF Holdings to explain the reduction in May from 3 guards, which, by the way, is already not in compliance as we read it, from 3 to 2, this is what they told us. And this is why I'm starting to feel, and our tenants association and people in the building are starting to feel, that the owners are almost punishing us. They said, we have removed selected shifts to remain overly compliant with the city ordinance with our contractor for the near future. We will not share the schedule nor the duties assigned with the public, so as not to encourage any issues that may arise. The exterior lock and FOB magnetic fob system is what we're referring to will remain in place. That's basically a big middle finger to you, to the tenants. It's saying, we've removed the guards, we changed the system, we're in compliance with the law, and if you ask us questions about it, we're not going to tell you, because if it upsets you, we don't want to hear about it. I'm asking you to take action, stand up for us, and tell us where the status of this law is. Thank you very much.
Councilman Ramos and then MacGyver.
Yeah, I just want to respond quickly. I worked on the amendment on the security ordinance specifically to address some of the issues that you raised here today. The amendment basically calls for the city to institute a process where we would be able to impose special conditions on those buildings that are larger in size than the 100 units, and more specifically for buildings that have a history of not addressing public safety concerns. And currently we're working with the law department to clear up some of their questions so that we can get this amendment on the table. You know, former councilman worked with us on the amendment. Some of my colleagues have provided some feedback, but you know, my draft has been done. It's in the law department. We had a conference call last week, and I'm hopeful that by the time we reach our meeting in August, we'll have an amendment, negotiated amendment, which we'll share with you at that point.
So we should be able to hear something in August.
Yeah, I'll share an amendment with you once we are able to come up with an agreement with the law department on their proposed changes. Okay?
Thank you.
Councilman MacGyver. Councilwoman MacGyver.
I just want to say that we're going to look into the situation as well in regards to the security, there not being any security present. I myself have been to the colonnades on multiple occasions where I couldn't even get in because there was no security at the front desk. So we are going to look into the matter, and someone, one of my aides in the back, will get your information to follow up and keep you updated on the matter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next speaker.
Louis Shockley.
Louis Shockley, 86 Napoleon Street. Well, welcome to today's council meeting, which should have been labeled the Great Westwood Giveaway. 21 properties, page 11, area in need of redevelopment. Wish Mr. Goldstein would have stuck around. Been telling you guys for a while, you're just giving away property. You got page 12, sell amount $30,000, assessed amount $65,000. Page 13, sell amount $108,000, assessed value $481,000. Woo! Page 14, $60,000 sales, assessed value $171,000. You got sale amount Page 15, 30,000, assessed the value, don't faint people, $326,000. Page 16, sale amount, 54,000. Again, people, hold on to your heart monitors, $54,000. I got that in the bank right now. $755,000. My Lord. Woo! Page 17. We got $88,000 sale amount. Assessed value, again, hold on, $444,000. Woo! Here we go. 18. Man, I just, you know what? Excuse me, not 18. Oh, sorry. Page 19. 208 Kerrigan Boulevard. Sale amount $10,000. I got that too. Assessed amount, assessed value $223,000. If I have a store and I sell anything for $150 to make profit, if I sell it for $50, I won't be in business long. It's just simple mathematics. The law that the gentleman talked about, security guard, came up under the Book administration. So ain't nothing changing. Like I tell you people, there's nobody up there that can't say they wasn't with Booker except for John James. Nobody up there. When are you people going to stop? PS&G pulled the plug on a lady. She's dead. Have you got your 3 miles of road paved yet? And they tearing up everything in the city. Have you got that done yet? My God, I mean, it goes on and on and on, people. These are kickbacks, these are political campaigns, these are deals and manipulations, but they got nothing for you. Nothing for you. Now, I'm in favor for the curfew. I screamed about it when Corian was in there. But I said, attach stuff to it. How you just going to spring a curfew on people? If you were going to do a curfew, it should have been done before the kids got out of school. Laid out. This is what's going to happen. Parents are responsible for this, and this. Told y'all were running around trying to get churches involved. Go get JFK. You catch him, you take him to JFK. In the South Ward, you take him to St. Peter's. In the North Ward, you take him to that rec center. In the East Ward, you take him to that rec center. What's so hard about that? We got cops running around doing nothing all day. They can't sit there. If you look on my Facebook page, I was riding to my mom's house on St. George Avenue, from Elizabeth to Linden. St. George all shut down, no lights. They had a cop car at every intersection to protect those folks, because the side streets coming out, the people gotta walk. How many times have you people seen whole blocks of Springfield Avenue, South Orange Avenue, no lights, and you won't find a cop? You don't see one cop. See, that's service. That's what you're supposed to get. Okay? You're not supposed to let and let me tell you something, and this is real. Everything that's black ain't for you. Because people will sell you out. That's just what it is. Everything is Latino ain't for you. These jokers running over here after they get reelected, they go to Puerto Rico to party. Puerto Rico still crippling. 445,000 people dead. The judge just extended the hotel for these people to stay for FEMA. And what have they done? What rally have they had? Ain't had no rally for you. And let's speak about this decorum and all this garbage you're going to try to pull. Let me tell you something. This was done in 2012. It ain't worth the paper it's written on. Okay? The next time one of them asks you to go out there and rally with them and march with them and be disruptive with them, say no. If I can't do it here in the people's house, I'm not going to do it in the street. You crazy. They tell you, go get Trump. Oh, go get this one. Oh, go get that cracker. Oh, go get this one.
Thank you.
But if you can't get them who you put in, then don't touch nobody.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Opal Wright.
Okay.
Opal
He's not
Wright.
appearing. Not appearing.
Not appearing.
Next speaker.
Khalif Sharif.
Not appearing.
Not appearing.
Deborah Brown.
Deborah Brown is appearing. She's here. Oh. Cassandra, please. Ladies coming to speak, please. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Deborah Brown, and I'm here to ask City Council. I know you all are aware of what's going on at 440, formerly known as St. James Towers. I have not yet met any of you or heard of any of you coming to hear our issues of what's going on. We as tenants are being thrown out one by one and being forced out. We are constantly being recertified. Oh, you don't make this, you don't meet this. But I've been there since 1990, and all this time I've never had problems until wind comes in. This new owner, BRP, whoever they are, located in New York, has said, oh, they told us in a meeting that when they introduced themselves that we're going to be doing renovations, but we don't want you to move out. We only want to improve the building for the betterment. Since March, tenants have been thrown out. They've been forced out. If you don't take it, we're going to take you to court. There are many immigrants and people from Africa, from other foreign countries that we've had in there that are scared and have been scared to come down here and ask for help. We've called city council. Oh, you gave them a tax abatement, which means that they can throw us out with no help. We've called. We've even, Mr. McNeil, Michael McNeil, who is State Housing Chair, has came into 440, asked management, are you offering money to people to move? They said no, only to find out that tenants are being offered between $5,000, $7,000, and $2,000. And if you ask what is the criteria for them being offered $5,000, which I did ask them, they said, oh, we can't answer that. Do you want to stay? Yes, I want to stay. I have no problems with it. Next thing we hear, oh, you got to be recertified for this, you got to be recertified for this, and then tomorrow I have to be recertified again. I was told effective as of March 29th that I no longer qualify for the apartment. But then at the same token, you're saying, oh, you showed me a piece of paper of my lease and say, oh, here's what the rent is going to be. Your rent is going to be $11.62. Oh, no problem, I'll pay it. Oh, no, I want you to think about relocating. I don't want you to pay us the money. We want you to relocate it. I received a phone call one day saying to me, you need to come downstairs or you're going to be, before you get padlock out the door. My rent has been paid every month between the 1st and no later than the 5th. When we go to them, oh, you're going to either have to take this or you're going to leave. How would you like it if you were in your apartment and they were renovating and a man comes in and says, oh, the architect wants to see the work that he's done. I go by my door, he's standing at the door saying, okay, the kitchen is done, put the apartment up for rent. Wow. Put the apartment up for rent, and I'm living in there. And I ask all of you, if you could please, City Council, take heart. There are decent tenants in there, not just riffraff, but decent tenants that have raised their kids, put their kids through college and everything. And when we're asked, do we want to move? Oh, we're giving you $5,000, and you either have 2 weeks to get out or 25 days. Now, I brought someone in with me as a representative to meet with the management, Miss Cynthia Tucker. She refused to meet with me. I've met with Miss Wendy Smith, who's vice president of Wind Management. She said, do you want to leave? I said, no, not really. Next thing I know, another person from Wind Management calls me and says, either you come downstairs and discuss, or we're going to force you out and we're going to put a padlock on your door. My rent is paid. Why should I have to do that? And then yet and still, Mr. Michael McNeil, who's State Housing Chair and also New Jersey State Conference of NAACP, he goes in there and asks them, are you offering people to move out? No, we're not offering them to move out. We haven't offered anyone. There's a list I have. I took a document of it. There's a list of tenants that have moved out with that on the mailbox it said gone, 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 or there's tenants receiving certified letters to remove their cells. Then not only that, I had mail in my mailbox. That's it. Okay, I ask that you please come and meet with us. Meet with the tenants. We're not even allowed to have meetings in the tenants' conference room. We're not even to have quarterly meetings at all.
Okay, thank you. What we'd like to, Councilwoman?
I just want to say, Ms. Brown, correct? Ms. Brown? Ms. Brown, we're going to take a look into the matter. We actually had a call.
In here.
Please.
We actually had a call out to management because we got a lot of complaints, a lot of calls about the management there and the problems that are happening. Someone's going to take your information, and we're going to be in touch with you by tomorrow about setting up a meeting for the residents there, and then also about the follow-up about the meeting with the management.
Can I say one more thing, Ms. Oliver? We've called, there's a person in urban development and renewal. You know what she said? Oh, we can't help you, but we'll try to find you someplace else to relocate.
Thank you. The other thing, Madam Clerk, if we can also find out what the lifetime of that tax abatement, or what, if we can get, what is the time, how long they have, and if it's so, then there's a tax abatement committee that should call them in for a meeting and talk to them.
Yes, Council President.
Excuse me? All right. All right. Next
Troy
speaker.
Cofield. Troy Cofield.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Good evening, all. Troy Cofield, Troy Millay Cofield, 440 Washington Street. I'm a resident there, the tenant president, and the chair of the steering committee. I don't think 5 minutes will be long enough to say what I need to say. Everything that Ms. Brown just said was true. And I can just say some other stuff. We go to management and we have problems. I even spoke to Ms. Chaneyfield about a lot of issues that went on and her staff. The vents in the building do not work. We all know by law, bathrooms and kitchens don't have to have windows, but they have to have ventilation. No ventilation in the 4 years that Wynn been there. The management is horrible. Mrs. I don't even call her name, that's how bad it is. The manager, you go to her, you can't meet with her, she don't have an open door policy, you can only see me on Fridays when I want to see you. The building is nasty, since she's been there, roaches, mice, bed bugs. When she have the building exterminated, it's only 20% of the building. I mean, go on and on, it's just horrible. She lied on people, she falsified papers. One day we had a meeting, and we came out, the cops that came to put somebody out of their apartment, and we asked to see the papers. It wasn't even signed by a judge. And we showed it to the police officer, where's the judge's signature? Where's the constable? Nothing. I mean, I can't say Wynn management as a whole, but Cynthia Tucker, just like the building was purchased, they doing a lot of improvements, which is good, but the manager's making everything worse. They lied to us about everything they was doing. They said they was going to do the bathrooms first, then come in and do the kitchens. They came and did the bathroom and the kitchens. Half the time we don't have hot water. 90% of the time, we only have one elevator in a 200-unit building. Code enforcement done been out. I don't know what happened. We've been calling Ms. Chaneyfield Jenkins, and welcome to the council. Yeah, I never met you, whatever. I mean, I can just go on and on. And you said that you have gotten calls about whatever. It's just horrible. She goes in people's houses when they're not home and she take pictures. They have walked in on people while they were home and they just walk in. She tell you can't park in certain places, but she parked there. We have had other managers that park in the street. She parked where she want to park. I didn't call the fire department. If we can't park in the fire zone to bring in your furniture or you go food shopping, how can she do it? and park there all day. It's not fair. And I'm here to speak for everybody in the building. A lot of people are scared because she's falsifying papers, putting them on. One lady, she falsified some papers and put it out. The lady was homeless down in Penn Station, her and the daughter. I thought it was a grandchild, her and the daughter. It's really sad.
Yep.
And all the renovations they're doing, they're inconveniencing people. They don't put up tarps, you know, to the dust and runners in your house. You got a lot of Muslims and, you know, African Muslims and Muslims from whatever countries they come from. They just go in and out of your house. They leave your doors open all day. They take the windows out in the morning, and they leave the windows out until the afternoon and when they come in and put the windows in. They're doing a pretty good renovation, but wind management is horrible. Horrible. She don't know how to talk to people. Like I said, she lying to people. She'll talk to you and you get mad and she'll put you out of office or hang up the phone on you. She don't talk to anybody. Every management we had in the 10 years or 11 years I've been there always had an open door policy. You can come and talk to them. She don't even want to talk to you. It's sad. I don't really know what else to say. It's a lot I can say, but I don't know, it's sad. It makes people really sad and want to do things, and it's not right. Because, like, at the end of the day, we all have to leave the exit, and it's not right. And you talk to her, she don't care. We don't have meetings, anything. They come in and do what they want to do. She comes to do it. I mean, the new owners, I don't have a problem with them. They coming in and doing new stuff. But the management that's there is horrible. We even Googled Ms. Tucker to see the stuff that she done did through when she done got put out, you know, from the different places that she worked. It's sad.
Thank you.
Colleen Fields.
Colleen Fields. She's here.
In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful.
Name and address?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Colleen M. Fields. I reside at 27 Foster in the fabulous city of Newark, New Jersey. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, I bear witness that there is no other God but Allah. I also bear witness that Jesus was a black man, not a Caucasian man. And you can read it for yourself in Revelations 1, chapter 1, verse 14 and 15. And I'm here, my shout out goes to every resident in Newark, and I want you to know that there was a Dominican cop that got busted for selling drugs. It is really, really sad, and I pray on today that every corrupt cop will be busted. We don't need that in our community. I'm also here because, you know, I always say I'm the drug dealers and the gangbangers' mama, and I love them dearly, but I'm going to have to take a stand on these drugs. And I don't know, they say you're going to put your life in danger. Well, some people are just willing to die for what they believe in. It's been going on too long in our community. So I'm going to shout out to the dope dealers. Please stop killing your folks. You tell me that you bring money into the community. You do not. You take drugs out of the community. You are responsible for these senior citizens. And a police officer said, Sister Colleen, you know why the dope dealers are there? And you know, sometimes you try to play like you're a little crazy, but I got a lot of sense, trust me. He said that they were there because of the senior citizens, and I find it so hurtful, you know. We've been through so much to get here, to where we are now. I just don't understand it. But I'm here today to say it's wrong to sell drugs. You do not bring money into the community, you take it out. You are the creators of crack babies and heroin addict babies screaming to the top of their lungs. You're responsible for people getting murdered. You're responsible for people getting robbed. A lot of the dope dealers are taking over the senior citizens' apartments. It's very sad, and these managers know about it at housing. I can't speak for nobody else. And it's really sad. They take over the people's apartments and they exploit them, but they don't even pay their rent. And I can't understand that. And then they let the people get thrown out on the street. And then my manager, well, sometimes I cuss out, but I'm going to sign the paper. I'm not going to cuss out no more. But anyway, you're not going to talk to me any kind of way. And when I got home Monday, there was a paper from the court said I had to be out in 3 days. So the first day I didn't trip. I said, I'm going to relax because I know Allah got me. But I made a few phone calls, and today she told me that I wasn't going to be put out. And I said, Ms. Robinson, you know that I've been trying to get out of here for 4 years. And, you know, and you will cuss her out, too. If you had bed bugs 7 times, and you were told that she's not responsible for anything, I just called my 53rd mouse. All 3 buildings are infested. Well, thank God I don't have roaches, but I have everything else. I had bed bugs, I had the 53 mice, I had ants that bite, and I have the water bugs. And they're in all 3 buildings, and every day somebody is getting their stuff thrown out. And they're mad at me because I did call the health department and code enforcement. They did send out an officer, and we walked the grounds. And it is a shame how housing has let the place back there, and they dumping back there. And a lot of times workers work, and they put the things back there for 18 months. I asked for somebody to come and clean it up, and housing don't care. And I want y'all to pray that I don't cuss Ms. Robinson out. I really want to get out of there, man, and I've worked hard. I've been almost an undercover cop, so they say. And if I snitched on them, why they ain't in jail? I done been to court with the dope dealers, but I went because I was with a no good cops and stuff. The cop that Quintana got out of there, he got out a couple for me. But that's the only reason. But I don't take up for they wrong, and it's wrong to sell drugs and cause havoc in the community. These young kids, I don't know what's the matter with them, but I guess they was crack babies. But anyway, that's not their fault. And a lot of times everybody want to talk about the generation, but it's the generation before them. You know, come on, and these kids are the smartest and wisest generation ever. If they ever get it together, look out, Caucasians.
Next speaker.
Jimmy White.
Jimmy White. No, I don't see, not appearing.
Manira El Bomani.
He's here.
Got your people. So I'm gonna try to be as calm and professional as I can, given the circumstances. Manira El Bomani, a public advocate for Newark. First, as always,
Address?
we give all praises.
Address? You didn't say
Public
that?
advocate of Newark. All praises to the Creator for my life, for my health, and for prosperity. Greetings, government overseers, Newark residents, and guests. Message to Newark residents, as I always say, if things aren't getting any better under this administration, my clear message to you is all government overseers who not serving and protecting the citizens and the constituents and the people of the city of Newark, all I can say is recall 2019 is upon us. In regards to the equal airtime, public officials, government overseers, I say to you, when you address us in public, we have a right to respond. If you don't want us to rebut or address you, as you say to us, address us in writing. Because if you think you're gonna get away with your political bullying on our watch, it won't happen. So I'm just letting you know that. To the North Ward residents, Black and Latinos,
have been divided and disenfranchised by groups of people, and I'm going to name Quintana, Ramos, and the Adebatos for far too long in the North Ward. So I say to you, it's time for us to break the division and break the cycle of oppression in North Ward and throughout all wards in this city. To the newly elected councilwoman of the Central Ward. Central Ward residents need leaders to stand up for the residents. And it's behoove you to represent the leaders. Because when you represent, and if you are a puppet of the masters, we're going to address you as such. So let's be clear about that. The shelter, which is an important issue, is reopened now and counting down 24 more days left. And words that the hidden mystery donor may be Bloomberg, and we thank you so much if that's the case, if it is. But we have yet to see the press conference exposing who the donors are. But we thank you. But my call to action is that we need the developers, we need corporations, we need the Black and Latino clergy, we need the Black celebrities and etc. to help with monetary donations to keep this shelter open all year round until there's sustainable solutions for the residents that live here. We also want a homeless prevention trust fund with an independent oversight of all the monies that's coming here for homeless prevention. We also call for a homeless Bill of Rights, and we're going to be pushing it to your desk very shortly. We also want it, and we want it now because we will not allow this administration to criminalize homelessness and violate our democracy for representing the homeless. And to you masters of deception, you will not, and I repeat, you will not paint us as our long-term advocates of this city as bad guys. You attack us, and we're going to attack you back. So let's be clear about that. This housing crisis that I've been speaking on for 25 years, 25 years. The near force know, we used to do it with them. And this ain't nothing new. 25 years, long-time advocacy on this issue. This ain't nothing new. This ain't no game with us. The housing crisis will continue until you provide transitional, supportive, and permanent housing, and when that's made available for the residents of this city who live here, we're going to continue having these crises. So the city, the county, the state, and the federal overseers, Newark needs real affordable, low-income housing, and we need it now. We need it now. And I'm going to close with this. Black America. We are witnessing right before our eyes these Essex County political power brokers emasculating our so-called radical mayor, Ras Baraka, right before our eyes, and it's a sad day in Newark to see this happen.
Thank you. That's it. Next speaker.
Gaynell Hockaday. Gaynell Hockaday.
Coming right up. It's coming.
Hi, and I'm here because of Dayton Street, treated like chopped.
Name and address, please.
Okay.
Name and address, ma'am.
I live 98 Dayton Street.
Your name?
Gaynell Hockaday.
Thank you.
I'm here because of Dayton Street being treated like chopped liver. We have Weequahic Park. You have the sidewalk where the pedestrians walk up and down. That's blacktop. I've been living down there almost 30 years. They have not come down to repave, or whatever you want to do. Elizabeth Avenue is walking down, you can walk down Elizabeth Avenue, it's concrete blocks there. We got blacktop. You got the trees coming up, and it's the city, not the county, the city. The roots are coming up. The sidewalk is unwalkable down near Dayton and Freeland Heights and Avenue. It's been going on. 2 tree limbs fell on 2 neighbors' cars. I don't know if they know what legal action they can take, but they were both totaled. The county will not trim the trees, trim the weeds. We have to walk out in the middle of the street to go from Dayton Street, from the senior citizen houses, going back towards Dayton Street School. If you walk on the side where the pedestrians walk, you got to walk out in the street because the trees are coming over, the weeds are coming out. They will not do nothing because they say it's not in the budget. Okay? But Elizabeth Avenue look like it's beautiful compared to Dayton Street. Okay? I was down here before, that's one subject. I was down here before talking about the signs. There's no sign at the bottom of Meeker Avenue and Elizabeth Avenue where the tractor trailers come up Meeker Avenue, get the pet shine, and can't make the turn. Now they're gonna come back down, tear up everybody's cars. A sign was put up, but this college-educated person put the sign up towards Peshine Avenue for the school, for the trucks can't see the sign. What genius did that? Who does that? It's for the truck drivers at the bottom of the hill. There is no signs still. If you want me, I'll make signs. There's no signs on Elizabeth Avenue, Meeker Avenue saying where 1 and 9 is. You come off at Freeland Heights and Avenue, you're at the bottom of the hill from 22, there's no sign, but it's a sign for Weekway Park. Mm-hmm. Nothing telling you that 1 and 9 is this direction. Nothing saying Elizabeth Avenue and 78 is the other direction. Mm-hmm. So do you want me to draw a sign? Because I can do that. Because it's ridiculous.
Ms. Hockley, I'm going to have a meeting with you and Traffic and Signal and actually come to walk these locations so you know exactly what we're talking about.
Right.
Because you know you put on a request before, but how could you put the sign in the wrong direction?
Who would put a sign up the top of the hill? It's there. And there's nothing saying about 78. When you come from Chancellor Avenue down towards Meeker, hey, I don't care if it is the state. I don't care. You need to tell somebody to make a sign. That's all.
Absolutely.
But that pavement on on Dayton Street, it's ridiculous. If it snows, people are falling because they don't know what's under the snow. They don't clean it up when snow does come. They forget about that. They're going to take care of the inside of the park. But the city, I don't know. Are you responsible for that? If so, it's not being done.
Well, I'm going to, within the next 2 days, we're going to be over your house. We're going to get Traffic and Signal representative, but it's 2 different issues. The paving's one thing, and then the signs are a different thing. But I'll come over and meet with you about the trees and the paving and Traffic and Signal.
Okay.
Not a problem.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker,
Deborah McDuffie.
appearing.
Good afternoon. My name is Deborah McDuffie. I live in Montclair, New Jersey. I had originally wanted to write letters, but not being sure they would have been received or read, I'm going to read. I am here on behalf of all the senior citizens who attend the JFK Aquatic Center senior aerobics class that can have a minimum of 30 to 50 attendees, and the majority are Newark residents who are from every ward that votes. I am also here for our instructor, Mike Garrett. I've heard different reasons as to why we don't have Mike instructing us. I am not privy as to the actual reason, but I can assure you that I do know this. Mike is needed back for every single one of us to continue to do what he has been doing for the seniors for several years. And let me make it very clear, we don't want another instructor. We want Mike. If the issue... If the issue was just needing another instructor, we wouldn't have signed petitions, wrote letters, attended the Orange City Council meeting, or Newark's last council meeting, but we did, and here we are again. I am sure that other pressing matters on the city agendas would not be a water aerobics class for seniors, but we may be on the bottom of the list. But let me say, one day, each and every one of you may need a Mike Garrett in your life. Mike's class isn't a social gathering for seniors. This is about Mike keeping us as ambulatory as we can be. He just doesn't tell us to do an exercise and leave it at that. Mike tells us what muscles we're using, why we need to strengthen them, so if we fall, we have the upper body strength to pull ourselves up. When we walk, we pick our feet up and not shuffle along. And there's more, but in 5 minutes, I can't say them all. Mike doesn't push us, he wants us to push ourselves, and he does it with respectful levity. So we don't mind giving him that extra push, which in turn makes us feel good about ourselves. He wants us to do better, so we'll be better. Mike truly cares about each senior, and when he sees someone improving, he lets them know. I can tell you, as everyone, that he is very sincere. We are not in our 20s, 30s, or 40s. We are in our 60s and 70s, and time is very precious to us. We want to enjoy every day we get, and Mike Garrett is a part of our days. Our total wellness is being compromised by the delay of Mike's reinstatement to the JFK pool for the senior aerobics class. Please, for our sake, give us Mike and only Mike back. In closing, I'm going to be very optimistic and say, when Mike is returned to us, you should all come down and see how he runs his class. Then you'll understand why we are so adamant about having Mike coming back. And let me say this, since Mike has been gone in the past couple of weeks, they have removed the water weights that we use. They are now around the corner, as if everybody and each of you in your office had your telephone, your computer, your coffee cup taken out and put in the closet where the cleaning supplies are at. That's what they did with the water weights. We've got 2 people that come to that class using walkers. When I see them come in, I get out of the pool. I go and get those weights because they do not need to be walking around the corner to get those weights. That's not safe for them. Not only that, downstairs you have a brochure advertising the class. So please, give us Mike back. That's all we want. Give us Mike back. Thank you.
Deborah Salters.
Excuse me.
Deborah Salters. Donald Jackson.
Donald Jackson. Donald.
Donald. He's here.
Donald Jackson, 79 Tracy Avenue, Newark, New Jersey, 07108, 1531. And the beat goes on. You know, I'm going to just be quite frankly here, and I'm going to speak the truth, and I'm going to speak the honesty. And I really hate when people take criticism personally, because if we don't critique one another, how can we grow? If it hadn't been for some adults in my life to say, you know, maybe you should do it this way, or think about doing it that way, or just be mindful of certain things, I wouldn't be able to grow into the adult that I am today. And it's all right for community folks to critique our elected officials. And it is all right for you to critique me sometimes, if I'm not correct. And I come up here and ask questions because I don't know everything. I mean, I know a lot, but not everything. I'm sitting here and I watch this agenda, and I mean, we flew by it so fast that it's like, if I didn't hurry up and sit down, I was gonna miss the bus. And it was like, no questions, no rebuttals, no nothing, just yes, 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 and move on to the next one. And I have a problem with that. Whether you support someone politically or not, that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean they're always right. I'm not always right. Donna ain't always right. This city council isn't always right. But it just troubles me because I hear yes, 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 yes. And I could be wrong. You guys could probably be behind the scenes when you go to your committee meetings, when you go to your constituent meetings, when you go to your meetings with your department heads. You might be asking all the questions. But from the outside looking in, it just looks like a rubber stamp council. Yet again. Yet again. And this is the reason why we're in the condition we're in 60 years later. Democratic Party has been in charge of the city for 60 years. That's my grandmama time, that's my grandfather time, that's my mama time, that's my father time, that's my time. And we are struggling. A previous speaker stated, the housing crisis is exactly that, a crisis in this city. Rent is almost $2,000. We are being priced out. Now, I look at this, all these LLCs, which I want to know, where did they come from? It seemed like they just popped up out of nowhere out of night. All these LLCs, it sounded like somebody nicknamed JJ LLC and this one, that one. I'm like, who is these people? Who is this? I need to go get me an LLC. But I want to get on a subject that I actually wanted to come here and talk about, and I have to keep delaying coming before you to present, because when I go to the city clerk's office for information, and it's not beating up on the city clerks because you guys got to go out to the department that I'm requesting information from, and sometimes the numbers don't work in their favor, so they got to make up some things. But anyway, 7 months later, I got a response from my open request in which I said I needed the violent crime calls for service here in the city of Newark for the year 2017, basically January 1st all the way up to December 31st. And they don't, but, and the way it's formatted wasn't what I was expecting, but it kind of helps me out a little bit. So you have robbery reports, and the count is 1,802. Then you have assault reports, serious injury code. You have 2,832. Kidnapping, abductions, you have 55 reported. Assault in progress, you have 1,778. For sexual assaults, you have 452. Shots fired, you have 1,850. Carjackings, you have 235. Robbery in progress, you have 453. Shooting in progress, you have 651. Stabbing in progress, you got 288. Domestic violence in progress is 4,592. Domestic violence is a serious thing. Sexual assault in progress is 51. And the last code that you have, or that I was given on this page, was homicide, and it said 1. Now, the reason why I did that was because I wanted to basically correlate the fact that, 1, using your homicide numbers isn't the best way to measure crime, because in fact how do I want to explain this? Oh, my time is up, so I'll be back next month.
Thank you. Next speaker, Donna Jackson, she's here.
Donna Jackson.
She's here.
Good morning. Donna Jackson, 128 Smith Street. That's the call at every meeting. Good morning. Calm yourself down. I'm so glad to see that Jack is finally gone. I only fired him about 25 times. Sorry y'all didn't have the guts to do it. But look at all the sexual harassment cases we will be paying now. Thank y'all very much for that. Like we got money to be playing it out. Secondly, 224 Sussex Avenue. We should all be ashamed of ourselves, every one of us. Every one of us. Newark Police yesterday, so bad the police director came. So now you don't want us to feed anybody anymore because it's past time. It's not making a difference. Well, we got elders outside. Unfortunately, in 224, they got 15 elders over the age of 65. I'm not talking about the almost crew. I'm not talking about me with the little gray up here. I'm talking about the 65 and over crew. That's an elder that are in the shelter. Now, I know y'all don't know that because you ain't been over there. I know you don't know that because there's no assessment done. I know you don't know for a fact that there's 30 of them between the age of 20 and 25. And guess what? They come every night. You talking about a curfew. They got one, and they get in there. So at the end of the day, y'all supposed to close this shelter at the end of the month. And I know on Rash Trump, we brought pressure to bear. And on Trump team, we gonna bring pressure to bear. Because y'all wanna act like Trump, we gonna treat you like Trump. Okay? That's what y'all wanna act like? Not a problem. From the local level to the county level to the state level to the national level, no more games, no more free rides, and no more sitting in y'all chairs not doing no work. I'm telling y'all right now, ain't nobody playing. I already got the recall format up, and I'm telling you it's gonna take a miracle from that man upstairs 4 times over for y'all to not be in these seats in another year. We ain't giving y'all no 4 years. You got 8 months. I can start the recall process legally in May. Watch me. Watch me. And gonna dare you, after the recall process, to pick up a petition to try to run again, because it's your legal right after that. Gonna dare you. Because what you've left us with after your 4 years is hell. No, it ain't a mess, it's hell. Now, if you wanna kinda smooth the road, because the recall gonna happen, Mike better be back over there tomorrow. He better be back over there tomorrow. Raz, make it happen. Because when you want something done, when your employees get out of pocket and they should be terminated, you don't terminate nobody. Because let me tell y'all this, and I'm saying it on the mic, and if it happens again, you ain't gonna be able to come back from it. Because I've already taken legal action. Send Portia at Donna Jackson one more time. Just one more. Let her jump out the car on Donna Jackson one more time. Let Joanne jump out the car on Donna Jackson on y'all behest. Okay? Now, y'all can't separate now because you ran with the team. You know he got idiots around him. And y'all bought into it. So guess what? Don't separate now. So keep on sending your little hench people out in the community to try to threaten me, my daughter Donisha. Portia cursed out a 77-year-old senior yesterday over at 224. She called her a B, she told her she's an OAA, and she said it. And we got it on live. So now, Raz, Trump, you better do something with her. Because I done been up to the county this morning. I'm not filing no report with Newark Police because I don't trust them, and I know they're not going to do nothing, as per the previous speakers. And y'all better get it together. These streets are on fire. We murdering somebody every day. There's 5 shootings every day. There's stabbings going on. There's children being hurt. And y'all sit here, Team Baraka, and say nothing and do nothing. Now, LaMonica, I ain't gonna excuse you because you just got there, because you claim you've been active here. When I Googled you, you live in Franklin Lakes. I don't know when you moved here, but okay, welcome. Take the jacket off, put your jeans on. Take the jacket off, put your jeans on. Y'all got work to do. These streets are on fire. And guess what? You ain't gonna never be out there like me because y'all don't give a damn about the people. But you're gonna work. You're gonna work these next 8 months. You're going to do your job that we pay you $90,000 plus to do. Because if you don't, just like we made y'all open that shelter up, we're going to make y'all work. The nation, let me close with this. The nation got their eyes on Newark, and if you don't take care of my grandmother.
Thank you, Donna.
If y'all don't take care of my grandmother, I'm on Facebook Live at JFK, and guess what?
Thank you. Thank you. Next speaker. Excuse me. Next speaker, thank you. Next speaker. Next speaker. All right, thank you. Anna, you had your 5 minutes. Thank you. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Hall.
Next speaker.
Bernice Hall. Bernice Hall.
Bernice Hall. She's here. Bernice Hall. No, not appearing. Bernice Hall? No, not appearing. Next speaker. Oh, she, oh, right there. All right. Can we have some order here, please? Okay, let's have some order. If not, have the conversation. You can have the conversation outside of the chambers. Excuse me, Cassandra. Everyone. We need some order in this. Madam, I'm sorry, ma'am, but that's, well, you were listening, everybody was listening to, so let's listen to the speaker that's before us. Ma'am, for you. Okay, I got it.
Greetings. My name is Bernice Hall. I live at 73 Vaughn Drive, Newark, New Jersey. I'm a product of the Newark school system. I am a lifelong resident of Newark, even though I've lived in many different places in the U.S. and other parts of the world. I am a senior citizen.
Oh, hold on.
Does it go off? Oh.
Sorry.
I am a caring for a 90-year-old mother with many health issues. I attend Mike's water fitness class at JFK on a regular basis. I'm here today to speak to you in behalf of Michael Garrett of JFK Pool, our senior program water safety and fitness instructor. It has been more than a month that our class has ceased to exist. The water fitness program for seniors and others was developed over a 5-year period by Michael Garrett. It is very rare to witness 40 to 70 seniors year-round and 80 to 90 during the summer at 10 a.m. in the morning, 3 days a week during a water therapy class. This program has become successful due to Michael Garrett. Seniors have become more physically mobile due to his highly qualified instruction. His reputation has spread throughout New Jersey and Pennsylvania by doctors, hospitals, media, and word of mouth by participants. The water class at JFK comes highly recommended for for people who have had hip surgery, knee replacement, arthritis, rotator cuff injuries, neck and back injuries due to car accidents and falls. I have witnessed myself people coming to Mike's class using wheelchairs, walkers, and crutches as a result of surgeries, car accidents, just bad health due to a sedentary lifestyle. Mike engages all participants with shared knowledge and discipline through water therapy. People have improved their health issues both physically and mentally through his highly qualified instruction. He is very personable and professional with what he does and truly enjoys helping others back to a better quality of life. He is the greatest asset to our community who attends JFK Pool as far as health and wellness for seniors, citizens in the city of Newark. Mike should be more appreciative by the city as an employee. He has stepped up to the plate to help make seniors more viable and healthy. He should be a part of your plan to make Newark a great place to live and work. Bring Mike Garrett back to work. What has he done that would require him to be terminated? Second chances. Shouldn't we have those? There have been others who have committed far greater offenses that have not been out of work this long. Enough is enough. Bring Mike back to work. And, okay, wait a minute. In your magazine for summer things to do in the city, you have a little blurb about our water aerobics and fitness program that does not exist anymore.
Speaker, thank you. Next speaker.
Barbara Tazwell.
Appearing.
Barbara Tazwell, 333 Springfield Avenue, West Kenny Gardens. I am very upset today. I'm here for two things. One is about the cemetery on Rose Street. I have relatives there. I know some of you do. We paid to have them buried there, okay? It looks like a jungle over there. There's nobody cutting the grass. There's nothing being done over there. At one point, there were some people coming over there on Saturdays, cutting the grass, do the best they could. But now the weeds are so high, people are afraid to go in there, period. And from what my understanding, when Ms. Cheneyfield was here, they had a meeting. Some of the cemetery was separated for the Muslim people. Okay, it might be separated, but there's so many weeds in there, you don't even know who is who and what's what. I have two relatives parked there, buried there. I don't even know where the graves are, because there's so much grass growing up in there. I don't even know if the plot is still there. You know, and what I want to know from the boards, whoever is chairing this committee, where is the money? Not only the money, just to have somebody to come in there and clean it up. Make it decent so you can walk in there and walk by and try to find your relative or your loved one grave. I know that the city and the county and the state put some money involved in there. Somebody, if you do not get to the bottom of this, I will surely contact and have all the seniors, and we will be out here, whoever have relatives in that cemetery. I'm sick of it. I did not complain about it last year or the year before because I had problems in my own building. And now we're working that through. But now that grass has really grown too high. It looks like a jungle there. So I want it in writing. I want whoever's the chairperson on those committees to tell me something, not only me, but here in our council meeting, so the other people who have relatives buried in that cemetery can be able to go there and sit if you want to and put flowers or whatever you want, but it's in disarray. That's my point, my complaint about that cemetery, which I personally can't do anything about it. It has to come from you people or the committee, the board who is over the cemetery to do something about that. I know when Ms. Cheneyfield was there, Mr. Kyle was working with us, and we were trying to sort some of that out. They have money. I don't know where it is or who has it or what's going on, but we would like to have that grass in there cut. I didn't have pictures here, but at the next month's meeting, I will make sure that I go by and take pictures and bring those pictures here. My second thing is about Boyd Street. 2 years ago, the mayor, Ras Baraka, Crenard, the owner of my building, Mr. Rossman, the health department, all of them came to our building. We had a resolution of how we were going to solve the problems there. One of the things was the cleaning of the bird poop in the garage. They were supposed to power do that. But no, they don't do that. They take a leaf blower and blow the poop, and it comes through your air conditioning system, which is not good. So I don't understand what is really going on with that. He made a solution. They had an agreement. He told us Boyd Street, if Boyd Street is a city street, they will pave it. If Boyd Street was not a city and it belongs to the Rossman Enterprise, they will be responsible for paving that street. I brought those pictures here and I showed them to everyone. They are still in the same disarray. So I'm sure somebody knows whether it's a city property or whether it's a private-owned street, the street is Boylan Street, that's in the city of Newark, and the Central Ward. Okay, Ms. Cheneyfield was there at that meeting when we resolved all of this stuff. So I would like now to have this, all these other little streets are being paved around us, but not Boylan. It's the worst street in Newark. But at the next meeting it is. The next meeting I will bring pictures and I will show you guys if nothing has been done. That's it. Thank you.
No, Ms. Taser, don't go anywhere. Ms. Taser, I want to thank you for being an advocate and coming here on a regular basis. The cemetery has been a nightmare. It's privately owned. There's a 6-person board. As you mentioned earlier, Karima Jackson, myself, and the city, we're cleaning it every Saturday. The board does have money. Their argument was it's not enough money to cut the grass. It's no excuse. We've gone to the board that they report to, and to no avail because we couldn't get new people onto the board to change their composition. I have other ideas on trying to do something to go above them. I can talk to you offline about that.
Please do.
But it got to a physical altercation with Ms. Jackson's husband, trying to clean, so they don't even clean into the cemetery anymore. They only do that little triangle right across the street.
Exactly.
So it is an issue, and we even tried to get more money from them from the Senate, and they didn't want to be cooperative. For some reason, they want to be, kept to themselves, quiet, but it's an eyesore. People are using that cemetery to commit crime. They're using it for illegal dumping. I'm working with PSC&G now to get more lighting among Rose Terrace and Rose Street, but people are having their houses broken into from the cemetery, or people are mugging individuals and running to the other side. So it's definitely an issue, and we can talk about that right after the meeting. It's definitely a significant issue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker.
10-4 Evans.
Here.
Thank God I'm back here. I was sick, but I thank God I'm here now. Thank God we had a new council. Most important, my name is 10-4 Evans, P.O. Box 2367, Newark, New Jersey, or 14900 in Terry. Okay? Most important thing that I see, we have a new face on the council, but let me tell you something today. No one gonna sit up on that council this year and don't do no work in no ward. I don't care what ward you're in. I'm gonna be in all over your back. I'm telling you now. So if you don't like it, get your behind out now. Now, I have one issue. The young lady had an April between South 10th Street and the Central Avenue. There was no garbage in April. They didn't pick up no garbage. They gave you a robocall, said the garbage would not come in. It might have started about the end of April. But the meantime that he gave, Ms. Johnson got a ticket for them not picking up the garbage. The garbage was out there. Let me tell you something. We're not going to throw this on the rug. We're going to get that ticket out, and Ms. Johnson not going to pay for it. Council, wall in the water, whatever. But get out. You should not give ticket out if you tell me we're not picking up no garbage. If you told me up the garbage out, it out now, so you don't give no ticket on it. I want y'all to learn to read your rules and regulations. Because it seems like we're going through all these nonsense when we should not be going through. Okay? So I want that ticket pulled out of there. If I have to go to court myself, I will pull it out. I'm letting you know right now. Council President, you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, next to that. We all are here, no one not new. I would like to know, what is Assistant BA still hanging around? He's not a BA no more. We don't need him for no teens transition. For what? If he didn't do the job for the BA, what I need him around for? What we paying him extra money for? You know one thing? You make too many deals and not living on it. He's not a BA, he's not assistant BA, so what are you doing around for?
Civil service.
You don't need him around. Mr. Keller, we don't need you around. You lost it? You know, no, he called himself being what they call a transition team to help him out. I'm calling roll call like I'm calling. I do not want to see him in there anymore, because if you fired or you got another job, you do not need to be in this city hall at all. Okay? We ain't gonna pay no money for that for nothing. All right? I'm making clear to you. Now, if everybody don't understand me, I will show you better I am. Yes, I'm back now. I feel much better. All right. Next thing is, I don't know what it is about these streets cannot be clean. Rice went over there and got those trucks in New York. They didn't work well in New York, so the man gonna make a deal of selling to us in Newark. Saying like we got a new truck. New truck don't mean nothing if they ain't working. What they ain't working? Now this was dumb of us put money in New York product. How I know? I went over there myself. I ain't talking what I know. I went over there myself. Yes, I lived in New York before I came to Jersey. From Georgia to New York. And I was wondering, how did these trucks get over here? Truck number 70. They don't even work. They don't even clean the street. Everybody's in the street, my street. The man came, he didn't come to my way, he went up the other way. And tell them, I'm not taking that half stuff no more. You're supposed to clean the whole street, not one portion. Now, we can't do that, we need to get rid of them. We want to do something all the time, they ain't doing not one darn thing. We're making it hard for the people in the city of Newark to live here. Okay? Y'all got that clear? And next thing is, as I said, Ms. Johnson, will you please stand up? I want to make sure you see who I'm talking about. This the one. And like I say, we will get that ticket pulled out. I got the paper right here. I'll do my homework. Since everybody feels that they can't do it, I can do it. I'll get it done, one way or the other. Okay? And I see we got Ms. Garvey as the new Central Ward Council.
John.
Nice to see you, Ms. Garvey. But make sure you do your own thing. Don't follow what someone tell you. If you don't know anything, son, ask questions. And I will be glad to tell you, okay?
Yes, thank you so much, 10-4. It's good to see you.
I don't want you to go up there half stepping. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. It's good to see you, too.
All right, thank you.
Council
My
McCollum.
time is- Huh? Yes, McCollum.
Council McCollum.
Listen, 10-4, on the tickets, I got a call on them on South 10th Street, and we're going to actively look into it.
Okay, we're going to
We
get rid of
understand
it.
they didn't pick up the garbage, and there was a lot of garbage, and they gave tickets.
Okay, we're going to get rid of it tomorrow.
More than just the
Look at it.
young lady.
I expect to be done Monday.
All right.
Mr.
All right.
Collins.
And Mike Green, the assistant BA, has nothing to do with the BA. He took the test. He's
Civil
a veteran. He's a civil service employee. He's not an appointee.
Well, I didn't say he was appointed. You didn't get the question. I said Mr. Kelly should not be around him, period. He
He's not
don't
here.
have the job of the VA.
Mr. Kelly's not here no more.
No, yes, he down there on the first floor. Tell me,
All right. Councilman James.
Okay. 10-4, I want to agree with you on the tickets, and we need better coordination between the departments on alternate side of the street parking. If the street sweepers aren't coming through, people shouldn't be issued tickets. People shouldn't be having their cars towed. And so between the police department, the ticket writers, and sanitation, we need better coordination. There's some days, like you say, when a robocall goes out, that the streets aren't done, but still tickets are being given and cars are being towed, and people can't afford a car to be towed $200 a day expenses. So I understand that. Understood.
I want, listen, my time's up, I know, but one thing is sure. I don't want you to be talking, say, we're going to get to it. I want you to get to it now.
Speaker.
10-4.
Mr. President, Opal Wright is in the chamber. Ms. Wright?
That's right.
Don't give me a roll call, 10-4.
I know. Only today. We didn't do it in the announcement. What's the-
Hi, my name is Opal
All right. I reside on Vanderpool Street in Newark.
Hold on a second, please. Until people are exiting the chambers. Continue.
Thank you. Council people, good afternoon. My name is Opal Allwright. I reside at Vanderpool Street in Newark, New Jersey. And I am here to consult on the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009, the provisions to qualified citizens concerning distribution. If you have at least read the some information about this or studied the act, you will find that it mentions that it is provided funds, additional funding for each for programs and services. It is for making supplemental appropriations for jobs preservation and creation of jobs, the infrastructure investment, energy efficiency, and science assistance to the unemployed and state and local fiscal stabilization. And it states that it is for the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2009. The reason why I like to start with that is because if you read in the general provisions of this act, you will find there is some information that discuss or would explain that during the current fiscal year, that the funds that are available in this act, in this law, you will find that 1% of any of the appropriations made available for the act may be transferred by an agency head that between such appropriations that's funded, that the appropriations shall be merged with and available for the same purposes. The funds, all the funds that's available, they are, even though we've tried to receive it's at the request that we all approve that accept the concurrent resolution and that the funds would be dispersed by the mayors, local government. Even if we still do not have that, this provides 1% of the available appropriations, and it is providing that the appropriations be dispersed each fiscal year, starting at the date that is mentioned at the top of the law which you study. So each fiscal year, meaning that I believe that the United States, that our government, that when we spend the funds that are dispersed throughout the U.S., that we have a fiscal year, and at the beginning of each fiscal year, the citizens that qualify are entitled 1% of the appropriations. This would mean that as the end of one year merges, the appropriations we would be able to have at least 1% that would merge with whatever was available that still remains available from the last year. The article that I sometime mentioned that says that the council or the local government has applications. I would like to find sometime or see that as of today that our council people will have make this part of their business during the day, to either provide the applications on our website, municipal website, or you could either formulate an application or have someone who we could talk to about these applications, because this money is available and each qualified citizen, even if it states in the law that we have funds, yes, that are continuous, but if we could get the additional funds, we would not have to do much of what we see that we have for people who are forced, or not really forced, but they attend Work First program.
Mr. President, that concludes the list of speakers. The next hearing of citizens will be held on Wednesday, August 8th, here in the council chamber, beginning at 12:30 p.m. Motions?
Councilwoman does her motions. This is her first council meeting, and I wanted to extend the courtesy to her to be the first motion, her motions, and welcome her to this chambers officially, her first meeting. And we didn't do that prior, but again, it's just welcome to this chambers, and Councilwoman McIver, thank you for your service, and we know that we look forward to working together and continue to making the progress of our city and continue working together as a team. As a team, we will disagree and agree, but welcome to this council chambers.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you to my council colleagues. I just wanted to make a motion to just thank my council colleagues first, the council president, for welcoming me today. Today is officially my first council meeting. I just want to take the time to thank the people of the Central Ward. To our mayor, thank you for your support, and thank you for voting me in. I look forward to serving the people of the Central Ward. I take this oath seriously, and I'm sure along with my council colleagues, and I look forward to doing a great job and serving the people to the best of my ability. We have listening and learning sessions happening throughout the Central Ward coming to you, so be on the lookout of when that's going to be in your community, in your district, so that you can attend, and I would love to meet all of the Central Ward residents and really work hard to push our ward forward. Thank you.
Second. No, that was not. Councilman McCollum.
Okay. I just want to thank St. James Medical Clinic for coming to the West Ward and bringing a federally qualified health center to the ward. Is greatly needed, and we want to thank them. We had the press conference. I want to thank Senators Booker and Menendez for coming out to the press conference. They were very helpful on the federal level, working with us on a local level to be able to get the free clinic in the ward. Also, I want to thank LaMonica again. The campaign is over. I know I feel honored to be serving another term. It hasn't been that many council people in the city. I think this form of government only started like 1954, 55. And it's a real honor to be elected to a second term. And as always, I'll do my best. And I know we'll be successful moving the city forward. I want to thank everyone who voted for me and those who didn't. And we'll represent 100% of the residents in the ward and in the city and continue to work hard. Thank you.
Okay. Roll call. No, he wants to commend St. James for yes.
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 Yes. Councilman Osborne.
No motions.
Councilman James.
Good afternoon. I'd also like to thank the residents of the South Ward. It is not an easy job being a council person, but I'm glad my military background, I'm available 24 hours a day. I get calls throughout the night, and I will continue to do that. If you have any issues in the South Ward, call me directly at 973-991-8876. That's straight and box. And I'd also like to commend Levi Holmes, president of the Newark Barnes Shields Association. They just had an event the 29th of June where they give out their annual scholarship presentation. I was glad to support that. On a sad note, let's all have our prayers for the family of Linda Daniels. As you know, with the PSC&G situation, I spent time with her family yesterday, and they were in good spirits given the circumstances, and we're going to make sure that PSC&G gives us a solid response and summary of what actually happened, and they're working through the family side of events to make sure we get some kind of resolution. Today we have Occupy the Block at Hillside and Johnson Avenue. That's at 5 p.m. Tomorrow it will be at Clinton and Chadwick Avenues. We ask our residents to come out. Every weekday from 6 p.m. until August 24th, we're going to have line dancing at the Bo Porter Sports Complex. That's ages 7 and up. We're also going to have Teen Step Up and Chess Club at Bo Porter Sports Complex. That's every Tuesday at 4 p.m. until August 15th. We have the First Tee golf program at the Weequahic Golf Course for kids between 9 and 14. You can register online at the First Tee METNY.org. So www.thefirstTmetny.org. We also have on July 24th from 6 to 9 p.m. Neighborhood Summer Concert Series on Chancellor Avenue and Sly Street, featuring legendary hip-hop artists Roxanne Shante, along with local artists, crafts, and food. We're going to have movies at South Ward and family fun. July 18th, it'll be at Johnson Avenue Park. July 23rd, it'll be at Clinton Avenue Community Soundstage. On July 25th, it'll be at Dayton Street. And those are from 7:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. And as I do monthly, we have our monthly community meeting. That'll be Saturday, July 21st, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at our National Action Network Tech Center, 400 Hawthorne Avenue. We'll have light refreshments and juice. Thank you.
Second. Roll call. Yes.
Yes.
McCallum? Yes.
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 Yes. Councilor Ramos?
Thank you, Council President. I too want to take this opportunity to congratulate my colleagues on their first meeting in their new term. Special congratulations to our new colleague representing the Central Ward, and to the voters of the North Ward, the 82% who came out in support of my candidacy. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to serve. I have a few announcements. The first one is that on Thursday, August 16th, my civic association is sponsoring our Movies in the Park. Series 1 is going to be the movie Coco. I want to thank my colleagues at large for co-sponsoring that event, and also the County of Essex Parks Department for being a sponsor. So the showtime begins, I believe, at 8:30. We'll be in the park after 5:30. Anyone that's interested in attending can reach out to our office if they want to register. If not, it's open to the public. To anyone who lives throughout the city of Newark, you're welcome to participate. Councilman James mentioned earlier some of the challenges that we're having with streets cleaning, and I just want to put that on notice. I want the new administrator to follow some of the complaints that we're getting. The cleanup is inconsistent. There's poor coordination between the parking authority, the police department, and the actual department itself. And there are days where cleaning does not occur, but the parking enforcement does. And it could be a very expensive proposition, especially when cars are being towed as a result of the city scheduling streets cleaning and not performing those activities. And through your chair, I want to see if we could schedule a sit-down with the manager of traffic and signals to go over the street paving schedule for the balance of the year for the North Ward. And I also have some communities throughout the ward that have requested residential permit parking, and a few of them have been approved in the past, and I just want to be in a position where we can work together on scheduling the installation of those signs. And that's it, Mr. President.
Can you schedule that for Tuesday as a special?
Yeah, she could actually schedule just in my office.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't need to make it a council as a whole.
All right.
Second.
Second roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes. Councilman Amador?
Two or three things. First one is to congratulate LaMonica for being elected as the representative of the Central Ward. Second, now that the election is over, all those campaign signs should be removed, and if not, those folks who are responsible for those campaign signs should be fined. That's the law. I would like to invite sometime toward the end of August the leaders of the Housing Authority to give us an update on Terrell Homes. The last meeting we had was approximately a month and a half, 2 months ago, and there was a plan on the table at the time, and nothing has happened since then. I would like to know what's going on, and the residents are also asking some questions. The third one is, I think it's talking about the fragmented parking for residents only on certain blocks and certain streets. I think we, as a council, should take assume the responsibility to get the Housing Authority to do the parking for residents only throughout the entire city of Newark, not so much continue to give
The parking authority.
parking permits for residents of one particular block, but the entire city. This is beginning to infringe on the business community and is getting the business community is putting the business community against the residential community, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. So we need to sit down, be serious about this issue. The first time that I heard about this and I saw the presentation was about 4 years ago. Nothing has happened since then. So we need to be serious about it. If it's a matter of cost, we need to deal with that head on. But we can continue to postpone this because tomorrow the problem is going to be even larger. And to those folks who participated in the election, not only on May 8th, but also on June 12th, my congratulations.
Second.
Roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes. Just want to thank the general public and also to send a correspondence to Councilwoman, Council President Mildred Crump, just a message or some kind of correspondence from this governing body of get well soon, and we miss you. Again, as I stated at the beginning, that her and I made history together in the city, and we were the first, she was the first African-American female to sit in this council chambers. I am the first Puerto Rican ever to serve at large. We made history together, and you know, as I look here, I miss her, and just want to relate that message to my colleague that we're thinking of her, and we love her. And to my colleagues, that you know, we have a lot of work ahead. There's a lot of work ahead, whether it's the handicap signs all over the city that Councilman Amador and Councilman Ramos have been working on. There is still a lot of work to be done with that. Also, that we need to, when we make motions before this council, sometimes we do motions and the public says there's no correspondence or no answers from the department heads. So we need some kind of, we make motions. We made motions to New Jersey Transit. We haven't seen them yet. We have made to the DOT. They never come before us. PSE&G, you haven't come before us. And again, there's these things that have to be done. And we just can't make motions, and then the public thinks that we're just playing around politics. We need to get serious about these motions and follow them through to making sure that our citizens understand what we're doing. To those 2 police officers that saved that baby from the pool, with their body cameras, they were able to record what they did for that young lady, that young baby girl. To me, that was commendable. I'd just like to know, recognize those 2 police officers for the well-done job that they did in terms of saving a life. Sometimes they say the things about the police department, but there's never those positive things that the police department does. So I want to say thank you, and to the city clerk, you're our partners, and we have to roll up some sleeves, and we have a lot of work ahead. We have a lot of work ahead. It's just not a city clerk's office. This council needs you, and you need us together to work together, make this city for our citizens a better place. Thank you.
Thank you. Roll call. Roll call to adjourn.
Amador?
Yes.
James? Yes. McCallum?
Yes.
McIver?
Yes.
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 President Quintana?
Yes.
3:43. 43.